this announcement
No, I
showcase
don't.
as
Do you want
our
me to
first
get 'em on?
big fan festival.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the keynote announcement
Yes,
we have at our
please.
first fan festival. And then, of course, later in the year, we're going to have our digital fan festival, and there we'll be releasing even more information.
はい、というわけで今日は可能な限り、新情報をお届けしていきたいと思います。
All right, and so today we're going to try to tell you as much as we can.
さあ、まずはですね、トレーラー先ほどご覧いただきました。まだまだティザートレーラーではありますが、
Guess I'll check Twitter, see what the memes are.
惨状が巻き起こっています。
Mostly about
So you
moons.
just saw our first teaser trailer, and even though it was a teaser, it was filled with lots of exciting
That was a
information
teaser
about
trailer.
Endwalkers and the second coming of the final days.
Oh.
どうやらね、暁の面々はそれに光の戦士もそうですけど、対抗しているような様子が描かれてましたね。
And we saw how the Warrior of Light and members of the Scions were.
Should I grow
again,
my hair to be as
battling
long as
against
Xenos
the
is?
coming of the final days and trying to prevent
No.
If you
と
want.
いうわけで、
I tried that last year. It didn't work out very well.
ファイナルファ
It's
ンタ
just
ジー
a giant mess.
14.0 エンドウォーカー。
How does he keep it so silky? I have no idea.
今年
Guess it helps if it's naturally straight.
秋を目指して開発を進めてお
I
ります
can't believe that Paladin's actually the face of an
Our newest
expansion. I hate this.
6.0 Endwalker is slated for release in
Well,
fall
he
2000.
did kind of shave a little bit, but he still has some stubble. Right?
ファイナルファンタジー14
Means they're gonna make Paladin bad. Like,
スタッフとして参加して
every time a job like
Right, yeah, I've been around since
Sorry.
1.0.
every time a job is like the focus of an expansion, they make it bad in that expansion.
There's probably a lot of players watching today as well that have been around since 1.0.
Yeah, Stormblood Monk was supposedly not good, but I also don't play Monk. They made it better since,
おすごいたくさんい
supposedly.
らっしゃいます
So.
ね。ありがとうございます。
Didn't Dragoons always suck,
こ
though?
のアートワークですね。
No, Dragoon players
1.0の時に似たような構図のアートワークがございます。若き日のね、光の戦士なのかな。
Sorry, what?
If you recall, there is a similar type of artwork
I
that we
don't
had
remember who that
back
was.
from 1.0, back when the Warrior of Light was a lot
She
younger,
exists.
but doing a similar
Is she
type
still
of
in?
はい。
She
ぜひねちょっと
exists.
見比べていただくの
Alright,
一つ
her
ね
role in
成長というかね
the
story is
成
to
長
be
あ
the
の
like
照らし合わせてみたので
politician
そうい
who
ったと
we
こ
talk
ろ
to when
も
we
ね
go
見ていただ
to
けると
Alamego.
嬉しいかなと思います。
We'd
Okay.
like
Oh, is that the
players
one with the
to take a look
pink
at
top?
this and
Is that who
remember
that
back
girl
to
is?
that,
Yeah.
1.0
Yeah, the one with the
Warrior of
sick
Light
ass
and
fucking
see how
moves
he
that
has
she looks
moved
super
forward and
hot.
see how he has developed over the
Techno,
years.
stop drooling so hard. So anyway, let's talk about
We've
lesbians.
also,
How did the lesbians turn out last expansion?
というわけで今回
They reenacted the
プロモ
ending
ーシ
of
ョン
Final
でね
Fantasy
頑
VIII
張
as
ってい
Squall and
る
Renoa.
光の戦士今回は
beautiful.
主役ナイトジョブに
So one of them was dead the whole time then, right?
そうです
No.
So as you can see here, our Warrior of Light, he
And the other
will
one
be
was
fighting
secretly
this
the main villain.
expansion as a
Yes, in the
Actually,
future,
that
yeah.
is actually the case.
では早速
Oh,
中
right.
身について
Yeah.
触れていこうと思うんですがこういうタイミングいつも僕ストーリーの話からするんですけど
Okay, so now we want to get into a little bit more of the content of Endwalker. And usually at this point in the keynote, we'll start talking about the story.
Okay.
さっきねトレーラーの中に気になるシーンがあったと思うので
So
最初
now
は
we're
こちら
gonna
の情
hear
報から
about the
今回いこう
story
かな
of
と思います。
But
Final
as you saw in the
Fantasy
trailer, there is
XIV
something
Endwalker.
that
So we're
was
gonna
very
go to the
important, and
moon
we
on
wanna
the
touch
lunar
upon
whale,
that
and then we're
before we
gonna
get into the story.
fucking
Fight the romance.
yeah.
今回も
Actually,
で
I
す
would
ね
I wouldn't mind like
新たな
a
ジョブ
FF4
を
series of
複
raids
数
or
まあ
something.
2つ
What?
なんですけど
Yeah, I think that
こ
would be
の
great.
エンドウォーカーで
Wait,
2
what?
つのジョ
What
ブを
happened?
実装させていただこうと
New
思い
New
ます。
jobs,
So
new
for
jobs,
Endwalker, we
new
are
jobs.
planning to release
Geomancer,
multiple jobs.
Geomancer, gimme Geomancer.
New jobs.
We're not gonna have
前
Geomaster
回
because
の
Astro
思い
Rogen
出
is
すで
already
すね、ファンフェ
Geomancer.
スでこう
My
ジョブをやっていた
How
時にですね、
So this
Yoshi
isn't-
P isn't gonna make
Yeah.
two Geomancers. That's too many
世界
Geomancers.
中のプレイヤー
How
を
about
言われ
Catmancer
ま
from
して
Bravely Default 2?
So it passed Fan Festival
So Blue
That's not
when
Final
we announced the
Fantasy
new
game.
jobs.
Yeah, it
We had
counts
a lot
enough
of
to me.
feedback.
I mean, it's not even
all-
Bravely
players all
Default
around
2,
the
it's
world
Bravely
saying
Second,
that
which is different
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Bravely
didn't have
Default 2.
enough healers.
Yeah,
and
what?
needed
Okay.
more healers.
What's with the
なので
naming
まず
scheme of
今
that?
回
That's so
は
stupid.
先に
man.
How about Homeless Guy from
2つの
Yakuza
新しいジョブ
7?
のロールを
That's a good job.
お伝えしてしまおうと
Hell yeah.
So
That's a
before we
great
get
job.
into which new jobs we're going to be releasing, we want to tell you at least which roles those two jobs will be.
はいもちろん一つは、世
Which
界中からご
roles
要望いただい
those two
た
jobs
ヒ
would be.
ーラーを新たなジョブとして、
Healer, right? Is that what everyone wants?
つつもう一
Yeah,
つは
We do have a real
Kinsetsu
healer deficit.
物理 DPS を実装する予定です。
And
There
so
were
the first
barely
role
any.
Okay, it is
will
healer,
be
thank God.
healer.
Okay,
And the second
unnerf.
will be
Okay,
melee
what you have to do is
DPS.
unnerf Mercy, and then the healer issue will be
So
completely
the
solved.
second is a melee DPS.
なぜ
Okay.
かですね
Melee DPS
Okay.
is all
力
the
士が
most
実
fun,
装されるん
apart
じゃ
from
ないか
tanks.
っていう
Okay. I'm
When
down
they
for more
ruined
melee
Mercy,
DPS.
Overwatch was ruined the entire
すごい
time.
不思議なんですけ
That's
ど
what happened.
I remember
So,
I
we've
was
been
so
checking out,
excited to play
you know,
Dark Knight,
how,
and then the Dark Knight
what
story
people have
turned
been
out to be the most
speculating
boring fucking
the
thing.
new job to be, and the guesses have been kind of off for the most part.
結構ね
Well, of course, the guesses have been off. We haven't been able to see any of Yosuke's shirts to guess
では
with.
ございません
So yeah, we're not talking about.
It's gotta be
any,
Viking, isn't it?
Sumo wrestlers.
I mean,
for
I'd be
that
down
melee
to fuck
DPS.
all with.
It will be something different.
今回トレーラーに登場していた、アルフィノ彼がまさに新ジョブへ
I
と
actually
上
don't know what the
チェンジ
jobs
して
are
おり
in
ま
this
す
game, so I can't even
So,
guess all that well.
You just mentioned
as you saw in the
Alphinaud.
trailer, it is Alphino that has changed into that new job specific to Endwalk.
今日はですねその2つ実装するジョブのうち
Okay.
Oh,
一つ
so it's that thing with the
テレラーの
Gundam
新ジョブについ
funnels?
てご
That's the
紹
new
介していこうと
job?
思います
The
So
new
today,
job is
at
Gundam.
this announcement
Okay.
showcase, we'll be revealing
That's
one
what it
of the
reminds
two
me
new
of.
jobs,
It's
and that will
funnels from
be the
Gundam.
healer job.
では早速ではありますがその新ヒーラ
So
ー
the
ジョブ
healer
の
one we haven't seen
動画をご
before,
用意してあ
the
りますの
mini
でご覧いた
DPS
だきま
one
しょう
is
Oh,
that
revealing
Rather
the
than
healer.
explaining it, we'd first like you to
Okay,
show
so
you
the
a video
healer
of
is
that
the one
healer
with the
job in
things
action.
that shoot
we go.
lasers, the little drones on the back?
Yeah, the one that looks like the ruby person.
Okay. Oh, wait, is this... Oh, this is the thing now. Alright,
Yeah. Flashes.
I kind of want this. This seems awesome, these flying guns you have.
This song though, fuck.
So that's a Dark Knight, right? They haven't added any new tanks to it?
So...
There's Gunblade. Gunblade
Is it a gun mage?
Oh,
Is that what
Gunblade.
this is?
He's like Gunblade person or something.
Or fucking.
I have no idea what job this is. This doesn't remind me of anything else in
Sage.
Final Fantasy. Oh.
Yeah, I
今
was
回
gonna
ですね
Well, we
行列の
have
フ
had
ィナーレ
sages before.
新ジョブ
but
第
Wait,
1
not one
Sage?
with-
Yeah,
Like,
Sage.
that's a
た
weird
武器
name.
を、操
What,
る
you prefer
賢者の
parsley or
ジョブ名
rosemary
に
heck?
なっており
I
ます
mean, no, like
So the
Sage
first
just
new
doesn't
job for
feel
Endwalker
right.
is Sage.
That does
Sorting
not seem
and
like a Sage to me at
unique
all. That's
ether
like...
imbued
Yeah, like when
Guy
I
with
think Sage, I
ちょっとね
think like
シージーのご
Numo's
紹介し
just
てアートと
raining
シージー
down
のご紹
flare
介
on
していこうと思いま
We
す
have some.
Or, you know,
CGs, some art we'd
Fusoya.
like to
You
show
know,
you.
guy with a really giant beard and a big staff.
Yeah.
かっこいいですね14オリジナルの武器
Up.
を
I
操ることになる
Yay,
Those
tiny
are
So,
one.
as you can see, the
Those are
weapon
cool ass
that
designs.
the main arm.
Are we
that
getting
the
Male
main
Vieira
will
in
be
this
using is
expansion?
a Final Fantasy XIV
Oh,
original.
まあアルフィノがどのようにこの新ジョブにねジョブチェンジしていくのかと
They
い
said
it is
うのは
Final Fantasy
メインストーリーの方で語られていきますのでそこはね
Yeah, I was
ストーリ
gonna say,
ーの方を
what
ご
the
覧いた
fuck
だ
are
け
they
ればと
saying?
思ってます
So why did Alpha,
Can't believe Final Fantasy
XIV
XIV has its own ideas. It isn't just copying something else from the past.
では
I mean,
賢者のその
it's
特徴を
been moving in
簡
that
単にで
direction
はあ
for
り
a
ますが
while.
ご紹介していこうと思います
Eh.
So now we'd like to give
Even
you
the
a simple
ASCIIs are just
rundown of how the
Organization
job actually
13,
works.
let's be real.
まず賢者の特徴まあ一つ目まあヒーラ
About
ー
Sage.
先ほどねお伝えしました
It's a
ロール
healer
はヒーラーとなり
That
ます
actually looks cool.
So as we mentioned before,
For
the
once.
role is going to be a healer.
白魔導士学者それから先生術師に続く第4のヒーラーとして、今回賢者が追加となります。
And so Sage will be our fourth healer behind White Mage, Scholar, and Astrologian.
そしてですね、
glamours
武器
for the
は
weapons
剣
for this
具
class
と
better be
いう
fucking
オ
good
リ
or I'm
ジ
gonna
ナ
be
ル
so
になりますね
disappointed.、
武器を使い
New
ます。
lifts?
As we mentioned before,
Yeah, what the-
the main arm.
I guess they
of
can't
Sage is
call
like
them
the Final
funnels.
Fantasy 14 original called the New Liths.
まあ魔力でこれを操作するっていう感じなんですけど、後ろにある4つの
Interesting name.
武器、あれが
They call them funnels, and I guess
いろんな
drone is
武器
too, I don't
にな
know,
っていくという
obvious.
ふうに
And
思っ
so
てください。
this weapon
Right.
is controlled by the ether, by the magic
Someone look
that
up what
the
new
player has.
means.
And as you see, those four
it's not ringing a
items
bell
back
off
there,
the top
that
of
is
my head.
common.
Probably just like a new
The
made up
visuals
real
of those
fake
will
word.
change
It doesn't
depending
sound
on
like a
what
Yeah,
word.
it
It could be,
doesn't
it could be
say-
そしてで
Neolith
すね、
if they
当
screw it
然
up
クラ
enough.
スの方は、
Right.
ございま
I'm
せん。
not
ジョ
getting
ブからい
anything
き
from
なりスタ
Google
ートとな
search,
り
so
ま
I'm
す。
guessing.
And as
They made this
has
up.
been the case recently, there is no required class, and you'll start directly from the Sage job.
There's no
初
required
期
class.
レベル
Interesting.
に関
Yeah,
しては
that's been the case since Heaven's
They
Wing.
Wing
got rid of that ages ago.
And the
Oh
starting
yeah,
level is
yeah. They
planned to be
started doing
7.
that with what's it called?
Wait,
Eh,
class and
izure
job
kara
mean
desu ne.
different things?
ジョブが
Yes.
レベル7
They
で
don't really
到
mean
達
different
してい
things
て、この
anymore.
行
But
月のフィ
they
ナーレ
they
で
used
そ
to-
の
there
他
used
の
to be a
拡張
distinction,
権利が
and
つ
then
いていれば
after
すぐに
Heaven's
でもね
Word, like starting in
始めら
Heaven's
れ
Word or
るように
something,
なっ
they
て
kind
ま
of
す。
killed it.
And so there are two
Starting
types
at
of
like
things,
7
maybe.
for playing the Sage. One is that
Wait,
you
what's
have
the
I-
level
I-
cap
one
of the
job.
game now?
It's
on other
currently
levels,
80, and this
above,
will probably
as
bring
well
us up
as
to
you have
90.
purchased the Endwalker
Okay,
expansion.
so presumably,
Makes
if I
sense.
want to
So,
play Final Fantasy XIV at this time, I can go and just set a character that they'll
So let's
base
take
at
a little
70,
bit,
right?
take a look at the battle style.
You
of this.
can buy a skip that will
え
take you
今回
to
実装となる
like
賢
the
者聖
the
司
level
は
of
バ
a
リアヒ
given
ーラ
expansion.
ーという役割に
Actually, I
なっ
think at
て
this
お
point
り
they
ます。
just the only
So we
level
look at the
skips they
Sage
do is
as a
to the start of the
barrier
current
type healer.
expector to take you right to 80.
え
Actually, give me a minute.
今
I
ま
got
で
cookies
バ
on the
リア
stove.
ヒーラーというのはです
That's
ね
more important.
まあ学者
That's
白馬同士がねピュアヒーラーと呼ばれていて、学者バリアだったよね。で今回なるほどじゃあ賢者はバリアヒーラーとして実装されるのね。じゃあ先生術師はってなると思うんですけど。
Okay, so as you know, we have our white mage, which can be considered a pure healer, and then we have our scholar, which is more of a barrier healer. And so if this time the sage is also going to be a barrier healer, then what's going to happen with astrologian?
ヒーラーはですね今回 0.0 から、ピュアヒーラー2ジョブそれからバリアヒーラー2ジョブという明確に区分した
Haven't
バラ
missed
ンスで
anything. They're
取
just
って
trying
い
to
こうと思
explain
ってい
through the
て
concept, but
先
then
生
they haven't
術
really
師を
got to the
完
point
全
yet.
にピュアヒーラー寄りに
Oh no, one of them
改修
fell
して
apart
い
on
き
my
ます
way to
こ
my
ちらについて
chair.
はですね後日また詳しく
RIP.
どう変わっていくのかお伝えし
My
ようと思い
roommate
ます
made
が
cookies.
ロールとしてはヒーラーの中でもピュアヒーラーとバリアヒーラーが分
Chocolate,
かれていくという
chocolate
ふうに思ってください。
So, starting in 6.0,
I haven't
we're
had
planning to
cookies in
make
a
a
long
clear
ass time.
distinction between
should have
pure
cookies.
healers and barrier healers.
I should.
We want to have 2 pure healers and 2 barrier
oh, man.
healers. And so, with 6.0, we
Oh,
plan
I've
on
made a giant
performing
mess of
some,
chocolate all over my desk
some
now.
retooling of the astrologian job to make the
Well,
astrologian
here's
job a
the
more
annual
pure healer.
astrologian rework.
もちろんですね、レイドファインダーとかのマッチングも
reworking Astrologian again?
ちゃんとピュアヒーラーと
Yeah,
バリ
they
アヒー
want
ラー
they're
で
saying they
マッ
want
チングするよう
astrologian
に
to focus
そちら
only
に
on
手を
like
加えて
healing
い
in
く
the sense
つ
of
もり
white
です。
mage and not
And
have
this will
like
extend
shielding in the
to
sense of
our
scholar,
matching
so that
in the raid fighters,
so that
to make
so
a
that
distinction
I think the
between
idea is
barrier
like
healers and
each
pure
party will
healers.
have one of either white mage or this new Gundam
So,
job, and then one of either
so
Astro
yeah.
or
You
Scholar.
see on the comments, they're
Look
going
at
so
that.
quickly.
I want to be the
Makes sense.
Gundam.
早すぎ
That
て
seems awesome.
わ
man.
からないよね。
It's going too fast. We can't tell what's going
But
on.
yeah, a rework of astrologian is
そ
like
してですね
something that happens
武
every
器に関
X
しては魔法によって剣
Along
を
with
使
a
う
great
武器を
weapon
操
scholar.
っていろんな回復だったり
Yeah,
ですね
somehow Square is
やったり
never
バリア
going
を
to be
張ったり
happy
と
with
いう
those
こ
two
とを
jobs.
やっていきます。
And every time they,
And as
I
I
don't know
mentioned
about
before,
Astro, but every time they
the
rework
Sage
Scholar,
will
it gets
use
worse
ether
and
to
worse and worse
manipulate
to
the
play.
weapon, the Nullis, in combat. Whether that be
Goddamn
for
meta.
healing, whether that be for attacking,
Video
whether that
games
be for
became
putting
terrible
up
the
barriers.
moment that metas
それ
became
か
a
らです
thing.
ね、まあこれ、ファイナルファンタジ
They
ー
started
14
rewriting
は
games
各
to
ジョ
go
ブ
and
でゲ
fix
ーム
the
体験
meta.
を変えていくっていうところをコンセプトにしてるんですけ
That's
ど、
been a thing
賢
ever
者の
since
場合は
multiplayer
一時的
games
に、
existed.
自分の魔法
Well,
を強化
games
して
should
い
not
く
be
っていう
multiplayer. Why do
新
we
しい
need other
その
people?
プレイ感っていうのを
I
目指
agree.
して開発を進めています。
But
And
enough
because we try
people
to
don't
make
agree that
our
Final Fantasy
jobs
14
unique
is very
from the other
popular.
jobs to give
So,
a different kind of experience for each job, we're trying something here with the Sage
also,
where
is it
they're able
true
to
that
temporarily
14
augment
actually
their
passed
own magic
World
abilities
of
to make
Warcraft
them
at
help.
its peak?
まあその攻防一体っていうところもあったりしていろいろまたこれまでのヒーラーとは全然
I
異
don't
なる
know.
体験をお届けしようと
That's
Definitely
all.
never had the cultural impact because World of Warcraft was
We believe the experience that we're
Right.
ubiquitous.
providing
You
with the
could
Sage
not
Yeah, they
is
had
escape
that,
it.
like-
completely unique and a
There
lot
was
of
like that
Please
South
look forward
Park episode with it.
そしてですね
Exactly,
ジョブク
yeah.
エスト
And like everybody knew somebody that played World of Warcraft. And I know plenty of people that play this, but that's because I'm here. If I weren't a JRPG person, I could probably safely ignore all of this.
I know quite a few people in real life that play it,
And
but
so this job quest
Not
for
that
the Sage
many.
will
Fantasy
be all
14
glimpse
peak
elements.
player.
So if you want to play the new 6.0 main scenario
It's
as
like
the Sage, you will be able to do
there's only
that.
25,000 players at any one time.
コメント
They're
を
not bad.
one
I mean,
time,
拝見していると
but like
なんか
that
ね
doesn't include like
ガンダム
subscribers
とか
overall.
ファンネルっていう単語が出てるんです
I don't even know if you'll. Let me look that up.
So,
Final Fantasy
looking
XIV
at the
sub
comments, you see
count.
lots of things that are mentioning kind of Gundam. That the
20 million
Gundam
registered
line.
よ
users.
くわかんない。それに
World
関
of
しては
Warcraft has to have more than that.
コメン
Oh,
ト
okay.
させていただきたいです。
I was gonna
World of
say,
Warcraft has
ケン
about
グです。
5
お忘
million
れなく
now.
ケングという武器
Yeah, they had
News.
about 10 million when it
So
was.
here we have
Original.
Koji trying to encourage
Hi.
everyone to think
で
that
は
this
で
is
す
an
ね、
original job and
こ
not
れらを
stolen from
踏まえ
Gundam.
て、ちょっとイメージついたと
12
思うの
million.
で
Alright, World of Warcraft
これを
at its
踏まえ
peak
て
had
ですね、
12
もう一
million
回動
users,
画を
so
ご覧いただ
Final
こうか
Fantasy
なと
XIV has
思
them
っております。
crushed,
All
I
right, so
guess.
with all of this in mind,
Assuming
let's have
these numbers
one
are
more
correct
look
for either one
at
of
what
them.
the Sage can do in that showcase video again. Play the video.
One more look at what the Sage can do. So we know that it can use barriers and heal people. Temporarily augment their own magic abilities. Okay, that sounds cool.
Do you need to be a new type to use this job, though?
Wait, Limsa? Why Limsa?
Yeah.
Limsa is starting and Limsa just doesn't seem right. Alright.
So this is just the same showcase.
Koji said it had to start in one of the 3 original stages so people could use it in the main story.
Yeah, it's got to start in one of the 3 original cities, otherwise they get the
But
same problem that they have with the Heavensward jobs.
I agree that this is really more of a Charleon type job.
Oh my god.
Well, we haven't even been to Charlian yet, so...
Yeah, but like if there was a Charleon job, it would be this.
Do you think this job comes from outer space? Are these space people?
さあ、というわけで、
Will the sages try to crash from the moon into the earth
Right,
to go and
that
force
was
everyone to
the
evolve
job
into new
showcase video.
types?
まあなんかちょっとおしゃれでスタイリッシュですよね。
It's a very
We have already had enough moons
wait.
colliding into the
Yoshi,
planet for
right?
one game.
Okay, fine.
You were hot.
Ruby Weapon does it like 3 times in one battle.
And anything else?
何
Something else?
いや、ノー
The
コメン
Faith
ト。
and the
no comment.
Fury.
Okay.
Randomly, I just got approved to the
Ah,
3 Century Club on Reddit.
新しいジョブのね、賢者。
I have twice that much karma. I don't know why they're approving me now, but
ま
good
あ
for
もう一個
that.
追加するよって言ってる近接命令 DPS に関してはまた、次のですねデジタルファンフェスティバル
So is he
の方
about
で
to
お
tell us
届け
about
し
the
ていこう
DPS
かな
job
と
now?
思っております。
No, they said they weren't going to do that tonight.
Yeah, they said they were only gonna do one.
So we'd like you to please.
Okay.
It
look
changed
forward
his
to this
T-shirt.
new,
What could it
Sage
possibly
job
mean, though?
concerning the second job that we have planned
Koji,
for release
Yoshi
in
P's
Endwalker? We will
t-shirts
be
are how you
revealing
figure out what the
that
next job is
in
going
May
to
at the
be.
digital
Yeah.
Fan
Yeah,
Fest.
that's what I'm
Well,
looking at.
good
Like
night.
his new, he changed T-shirts mid-show.
People are guessing
So
that
it's
the
a
next
new
job
So
is
the
Dark
new
Knight.
shirt is here to tell us what the
You
main
guys
job
already-
is going to be.
already-
It's going to be something involving Islam and the Faith and the Fury.
Is that a girl walked home alone at night T-shirt? Or no, it's a skull.
Is it
Can't be.
Necromancer?
まあまあまあそういうわけで
Necromancer a
Apparently.
melee job?
Oh, what's his
I'm not
shirt?
right.
お届けし
Yes,
て
we will have more information on the new job at a later
お
date.
ります。
I mean, we did have,
力士かって書いてあって。
Didn't we have necromancers as a job in
Yeah,
Final
please, yeah,
Fantasy
it's not- it's
V?
not gonna be-
Yeah,
Uh,
we did.
GBA
Only in the
version.
GBA
Technically,
version.
it was only in the remakes.
続い
It was
て
in the
じゃあセク
GBA
ション
and
進めて
onwards,
いこうと
and
思
you
い
can
ま
only
す。
get it if you already finish everything else in the game. So in other words, it's
Except
pointless.
Neo Shinryu and Omega Mark II.
でおります。
Really?
Now let's talk a little
Yeah,
bit
you
about the
you
story.
can't you don't
and
need to beat them to get it.
その
If
前
memory
に
serves, this was the worst job in the entire game, and I think I told people
Okay,
never
to
to
start,
use
I'd
it.
like to draw your attention
Yes.
to
So
our
it
title.
wasn't great. It
フ
wasn't
ァイナルファ
bad.
ン
It's
タ
just
ジ
that
ー14
it
It's
was.
just a matter of
why
Final
it
Fantasy
sucked.
14.
You got
Yeah,
it
by the
way
time
too
you've
late.
unlocked it, there's no need for it.
And what?
So it's like,
Yeah,
it's kind of
行
pointless.
月の
I guess I'll just check my walkthrough
Translate
and
this,
see
this is the
why I
Dawn
didn't like
Moon
it.
finale.
It's been so long, I don't even remember
ファイナ
anymore.
ル
You
And-
prob-
Alright, so Square
You probably
Enix is
didn't use it.
continuing
Final
the,
end.
Final
the
end.
tradition
I
of the
sense a pattern.
Japanese name being way
意地でも
cooler.
終わるのかみたいな。
It's just gonna,
Okay.
it's gonna end.
Final
Uh,
end.
このキーワードが示すのはメインストーリーの大きな
Final
サーガとして約10年にわたって、お
So is
届
that
けして
other way
き
of
た
saying this is?
ハイ
Oh,
デリン
that's
ゾ
their
デ
way
ィ
of
ア
saying
ック
they're
編と
finishing
呼
the
ばれてい
14
る
story.
サーガ
Well,
が
that's why you
今
get
回
Necromancer
この
after
6.0
you
行
beat
月のフィナーレで
Inu,
完結を迎えます。
whatever the hell.
Final end and
So you
finale
can't even
Ennua,
use it.
yeah.
are all keywords
Yeah.
that allude
Uh,
to the ending
Ennua
of
had a
this
cool ass
10-year
design.
saga of
He
Hylian
did.
and Zodiac.
It's just.
I'll tell you one thing. This
こちら
walkthrough is a
ですね
lie. I never actually
まあ
beat
9.14か
Ennua.
ら続けてき
Oh, really?
て、僕
Yeah, no,
が
most of my
担当
walkthroughs
にな
are
ってで
lies.
すね、2013
I
年に
did
That's
use
surprising.
it.
No, it
さ
doesn't.
せていただきました
Shouldn't.
So if you look back at my history,
What do you expect out of
Final
something a
Fantasy 14, it all
17-year-old
began in
wrote? It's all
2013
bullshit.
Dude,
with
I
A
was
Realm
using your
Reborn.
walkthrough when
まあ
I
こちら
beat
新
Annual,
生の
and it actually
Okay.
worked.
So you look at this
So
as
All right,
if you hadn't
whoever
told me
I
that,
a new
if you hadn't
morning.
told me that, I wouldn't have known.
そして
I don't know where I got the
拡張パッケ
strategy
ージ第
from,
1弾
but
ブン
it's
ズワー
not
ド蒼
mine.
天の石ガールドは
Probably GameFAQs.
まあ蒼天のヒーロー
I did actually beat
And so then we
Shinryu
move on to our
and
first large expansion, Heaven's
original,
What's represented
whatever
as
his name is.
clear blue sky.
Yeah, I
that
beat
have
them, and then I didn't
it
bother with
midday.
the other things because the level
そ
gap
し
was
て
too
2つ
high,
目
and I
の
didn't feel like
拡張
grinding
東
up.
方にも
She was
光
like,
の
"Oh
戦士の
fuck
皆さんの冒
this,
険広がりまし
not
た
worth it."
I beat the whole thing,
And then on our
and I was
second
using your guide,
expansion,
and now I'm so
Warrior of Light
disappointed.
headed east.
You should be.
ストーンブラッド
Final Fantasy 12. That walkthrough is not bullshit. Everything else got
Stormblood,
missed.
we came upon a
Okay.
crimson twilight.
That was the one I did legit.
そして世界中で非常にご好評の声をいただいた
Well, I did
前回の
use- I
拡張
did
パッケー
use
ジ
your walkthrough
シャドウ
as
ブリン
well.
ガーズ漆黒の夜と
And I
なって
enjoyed
おり
that.
ます
You know what?
And then
It doesn't
finally, our
matter
most
if
recent
I did it,
expansion,
as long as it helped you.
that
That's
was
what really
praised
matters
around
about a
the world by
walkthrough.
fans.
It's true.
And in some way, it is more true than
Lack of night.
a walkthrough
え
could
そして
be.
今回
Actually, no, it's
次な
not.
る
But
パッケージ
in some way, it has
ウォー
truth
カー
to
に
it now
まあ
because it
惑星ハイ
helped
デリ
you.
ン星の
Exactly,
命を
that's
巡る
what
物
it
語
matters.
というのがちょうど綺麗に
Oh, Final
一致
Fantasy
すると
IV,
こ
that
ろで
was
ハ
not
イデリン
bullshit,
ゾディアック
and
編
7.
完結
7's
さ
not
せてい
bullshit,
くつもりです
but 5 was bullshit.
With Endwalker, we
Specifically.
come
Right.
full circle.
Nine
in the
was
tale,
bullshit.
of life and Heidelberg.
No, I did all that in 6.
Okay.
さてこれまでの
I guess I should pay attention to what he's saying, but I kind of lost interest.
Well, like,
例えばですが
These
今回
artworks are
前
these
回
the
のシャドウ
mono
ブリンガーズ
artworks?
まあ今パッチ 5.4 まで来てま
No,
す
these
が
are not a mono artwork.
5.0
I'm
Okay, I was
looking at
gonna
Realm
say they
Reborn
don't
Reborn
look
one.
quite like
エン
it,
ドロール
but
っていうのもあります
they look
が
cool though.
漆黒のヴィランズの物語が綺麗に最終的に完結するのはパッチ 5.3 でした
So normally with our expansions,
Wait,
as you know,
didn't that say Necromancer
we
before? Now it says
don't end
neighborhood.
the story at that first.
Am I losing my
expansion.
mind?
You're
While
losing
in
your
5.0,
mind.
for example, we
It
did get
said
that
it
end
said
credits at
neighborhood
the end of
the
5.0.
entire
No,
time.
the story wasn't actually
Okay.
finished until 5.3.
今回は
Shit, I
この
gotta take my
6.0
pills.
その内容で全て
I don't know what's
綺麗
going
に完結させるつもり
And
で
then it
す
said the filth
However,
and
with
the flurry.
Endwalker and 6.0,
And the
we
fury.
plan on having the story complete itself by the end of the actual expansion 6.0.
Maybe I need a new
ただ
glasses
ですねちょっ
prescription.
とコメントすごいザーザーしてるんですけど、
And that's
これでですね
Arabic
もちろん
writing
フ
at
ァイ
the
ナルフ
top.
ァンタジ
I
ー
don't know what it
14が
says.
終わってしまうわけではご
Someone
ざい
who
ません
speaks Arabic can
But
probably
of course,
say.
this does not mean that we are shutting down
Or reads
Final Fantasy
Arabic.
14 and
Yeah.
ending the game at this point.
Yeah.
It'd be useless if you
Yeah,
find someone that only speaks it and doesn't read it.
Apparently,
ハイデリ
the
ン
Arabic
ゾ
on
ディ
the
ア
shirt
系
just
と
says
異な
neighborhood
る
as well, so
新しい物語を
Oh,
スタートさせていくつもりです。
it's
Beginning in patch 6.1,
The important
this
thing
will
is
mark the beginning of an
probably,
entirely
like,
new
the
adventure
whole like
separate
Grim
from
Reaper looking
the
fucker.
Zodiac
Right.
Hydaelyn
So it's
saga.
either someone that has
そ
a
してですね、
a
同時にですね、あれ、吉田やめんのかなみたいなコメントがちょっと
that
見受
is
けられるん
an
ですが、
actual
And then I've also
necromancer.
seen some people thinking
Well, it
that
could just be somebody
Yoshiki
with a
is leaving the
scythe. It could
project
be
at this point.
the
私は
the
やめません。
Marluxia job,
そのまま、もうなんか、
Alright.
ほぼライフワークなので、
I hate
あ
まあ
he's
いいよと。社
Wait,
長から
wait, he just said he's
言
leaving
わ
the
れるまで
project.
はライフワークのようにファイナルファンタジ
Yeah.
ー14続けて
What,
いきます
Yoshi
ので、
Pierce?
ぜひですね、
Yeah.
まあもちろん
Yeah.
6.0 楽しみに遊んでいただきたいんですけど、
That's
その先もですね、
understandable
まあ死ぬまで
considering
頑張ろうかな
he's
と思って
moving
るの
on
で、
to
ぜひこれからも
FF16,
ですね
so
Right.
14ともど
Right.
も
I
です
mean,
ね
it
僕
makes
も
a
よろ
lot
し
of
くお願い
sense.
し
It's
ます。
just like, wow.
But I want to assure
I don't know
everyone,
how the
I'm
game
not
is-
going
it's
away.
big
I'm
news,
not leaving
yeah.
the project.
Yeah.
I look at Final Fantasy 14 as my life work, or at least until the president tells me to stop. But for me, yes, 6.0, we'll be ending the story, but from 6.1 on, we have
Goddamn
a greater
Biden.
story. And I personally feel that I'm probably going to end up being with Final Fantasy 14 for my whole life.
はい、時々ね、そろそろやめんじゃないのみたいなの出るんですけど、やめる
So
ときはちゃん
basically,
と
like,
言い
even
ま
though
す
it's
し、まあ
ending
やめる
his
気はないの
story
で
and
大丈夫で
ending
す。
his
はい。
involvement,
Every
he'll
now and
still
then I
be
do
like,
hear
No, he said he's
a
not
lot of
leaving
rumors
the
about
project.
people thinking
Oh,
that I
okay.
quit and leave the project.
He's not leaving
if
as
I will leave the
the
project,
main
I will
director.
make sure
I guess he's
everyone
leaving
knows.
as the main
But for
director.
now, I
He's
feel that this is my
stepping
life work and I have no
upstairs to
plans
some
on
other
Right.
supervisor's
Yeah.
job.
Right.
right,
he's
that's what I was
basically
thinking.
like third or fourth in in charge at Square at this point.
I should continue
but
this even after I die.
Kind of,
Necromancer?
yeah.
Necromancer?
Yeah, I guess he's earned it at this point.
Yeah, it's basically it's him and Kitase running the whole
自
shit.
分を操るの死んだ
I'm the necromancer.
ああなるほどね
Wait,
Who even
Katase?
is the president now?
Kitase
頑張
because
って
of
いきます
Seven
これから
Remake.
も
All right.
Yeah, Katase's still around, yeah.
なので別段心配なくですね
It's like
このハイデリン・ゾ
Final
ディア
Fantasy
クという
14
物
and
語の
7
クライマ
remake are
ッ
the
クス
only
をで
things
すね
people
僕ら
like
全力
in
で
the
皆
last
さんに
3
お
years.
届けしてい
So
こ
it's
うと思う
basically
の
those
で
two
それを
men
ぜひ
are
味わ
running
っ
Whole
ていただ
Square.
きたいです
So again,
Kingdom
please do not
Hearts are
worry.
the ones
Oh,
that
yeah,
we
We're
Kingdom
working very
Hearts.
hard on the
Yeah,
6.0
so, like,
story. We
Nomura
believe
as
it's
well.
something very exciting. and
Is
hopefully
is
look forward to
anybody
it. We're
really
working on
happy of
stuff
Kingdom
after that as
Hearts free
じゃあ
though?
ストーリーの前段を
I am. I'm deeply happy about it.
So let's take a
I
look
played
at
50
the
hours of
actual,
Kingdom Hearts
content
3
of the story.
according to PlayStation in 2020.
第一世
Yeah,
界
I
Yeah, man,
played-
those boss fights
I
were
played
fun.
like
Yeah.
60, but
運
also
命の反逆者として
walked out of
まあ
it, just
滅び
being
の
like,
運命から
yeah, I
運命
feel
を変えて
nothing.
ですね今新たな未来
Well,
へ
that's
進んで
more
い
a
って
you
ます
thing.
が
I'm sorry.
そもそも太古に起きた終末とはまあ何だ
I
と
don't
So
know,
basically,
man.
three
Like, at a
people
certain
are
point,
carrying
I stopped caring
Your
about
journey
Star
up until now,
Wars, so
has
it just
taken you
happens.
to
Oh
a
yeah,
world
like
first.
I stopped
Oh,
caring
it
about
became the
Star
Warrior of
Wars
Darkness
the
and averted
moment
the
they
destruction of the star.
announced the Palpatine
And
thing via
It was
Fortnite,
there
at
that you
which
learned
point
of the
just
final
yeah,
days,
No,
these
that was
calamitous
like-
events that gave birth to Zodiac and Hydaelyn.
It's okay.
I
'cause
remember-
The
まあ
Mandalorian
ゾディ
was
アク
legit
そしてハイ
really
デリン
good.
とは今どうなってる
The
のか
Mandalorian was great, but I remember
全て
in
の
the
謎を
movie,
解き明かすため
in
プレイ
episode
ヤーの皆
9,
さん
which I'll
光の
spoil
戦士
slightly,
は
there's a
つい
scene
に
where
学生
Chewbacca
ハイデリンを離
explodes,
れ
and
月
I
への
brought
向
a
かってい
beer
ただく
with
ことに
me
なり
into
ま
the
す
movie. So
what is going
I
on
took a
with
swig,
Zodiac?
and my
What is going
cousin
on
was
with
watching
Hydaelyn?
with me.
How
We
does their
both took a
story
swig
end?
at the same
We'll
time.
learn all about
And then,
that,
like, 5
as
minutes
well
later, when they're
as
like, "Oh yeah, Chewbacca was
depart
on a
from
different
Hydaelyn and
transport
move to the
that
moon.
wasn't in shot, and there's no way he could have been on another transport. We're just changing our minds. Oh, he's fine, by the way. Both of us also took a drink at the same time. That's kind of my opinion of that whole movie. I was kind of buzzed by the end, so I had a fun time at least.
Hopes and dreams
Sounds
into
about right.
the Warrior of Light to save
Have
them
a
from
beer.
this.
Final,
And so this will be a
Final Fantasy
journey
9.
that
Star
will
Wars
take
9 will be
the
better.
Warrior of Light there to find out
Yeah,
what's
that,
going on and to
that's the
save them.
thing, man.
テ
Like
レポしたら
they almost
なんとた
followed
ったの999ギル
what's
って
it
書い
called?
てあって月
the
まで
Someone's commenting that
like the
for
Final
a
Fantasy
low, low
numbers
price of
almost aligned with the
999
Star Wars
gil, you can
numbers
teleport to the
completely.
moon.
Like
いやわかんない
7
よ
is the
ね
one that
Yeah.
like gets a
Two-
lot of
No,
people
not
to
even
it.
close. No.
8
What?
is really divisive and splits people
90,000
down the
gil to the
middle.
moon.
Then
でまあ
9,
これまで
I
mean,
ハイデ
it's
リン
right
ゾディア
in that
ク
5 is
僕のヴィランズで
best
もかなり
one.
の謎を解き明かしてきましたがまだまだ
Well,
多くの
if
謎
it
が
had
残って
added
ま
up
す
that way, then people would be
So a lot of
obsessed with
questions,
6. Which they're
have been
kind of
answered
That's
not
true,
even
in
that's
should
true.
be.
expansions,
And then
but there's
not.
still a lot of questions.
I don't
about
know.
Curious,
that.
sir. I'm
Unless-
curious, sir.
unless
wait,
you
this is
take it
that,
in the order,
終
a
末
lot
と
of
いうの
people
はそ
did
も
like
そも
Revenge of the Sith.
なぜ起
This
き
is
たの
that
か
H.G.
Why?
Geiger
What
shit.
about-
What the hell
about
is
the
this?
final days?
Yeah, this is
ハイ
like
デリンと
Mark
ゾディアクと呼ばれている
probably.
存在は今どうなっている
It's
の
like
か
that game
What
Returner
became
that's
of
coming
Zodiac
out,
and
or that
what's
other
happening
game that has
with them now?
H.G. Geiger shit all
そ
over
し
it.
てガレマール帝国と
What
いう
is to be
も
found
ともと
on
ね
the moon?
非常に強い軍事力でエオルゼアを支配していた
This
ガレ
is
マー
Final
ル帝
Fantasy
国はどうな
IV,
る
the expansion pack.
And then, of course, you have the
Yeah,
Garlean
basically.
Empire,
The moon-
you know, once a
the
very
moon is an
powerful
egg.
force across the whole
That's what it is.
realm. What has
Made
happened to
of
them? What is their
cheese.
fate?
そして
No,
活
it's
動
an
し
egg.
始めたゼノスとアシェン・ファダニエルの
Why can't it be
Actually, no, that's
Destiny
Destiny 2. I'm sorry.
And what are
I'm
Xenos
getting
and
things
the
mixed
Ascians,
up.
Van Daniel's aim, and what is their plot?
そしてですね月行くのはいいけどそも
Who's
そも
Van Daniel?
空気とかね
the worst.
あるのみたいな何があるの月
I'm curious to see
And so,
what they'll
you know,
do
I'll know
after
we're
this
going to the moon,
expansion
but
pack. Like, if
How
they'll
are we
just
going
have
to get there?
like a
Is there
completely
any
new
air on the moon
story
to
arc or
breathe?
some
What is
shit.
on the moon? What type of monster?
Think they'll
はい
jump
まあ
20
これらを
years into the future, or they'll
僕
just
ら
keep
全
playing
力
as
で
they are?
皆さんに全てきれいに
I don't know how jumping in the future would work.
解き明かされ
So
ていく
I'm
ような
guessing
全
they
力で
just
お
have to play
届
as
け
they
しよ
are
うと
after
思
that.
います。
The dev team is
Well, you
working
could be
very
like,
hard
all right,
on
now
this
you're
story
playing
to
as
make it
Warrior of
something
Light,
very
son
exciting
or
and give
daughter,
you,
or
all the
in
information
Oh, and then
between.
you
and
get
answer
to
all
make a new
those lingering
character all over
questions.
again.
まあもちろんね
Maybe,
その
or
時
it's the same
どうなってい
character,
く
but
の
now
か
you're the
それ
son
から
or daughter
暁の
in
決
between
命の
of the
メンバー
previous
が
one.
どうなっていく
Isn't
の
there
か
like an
それからです
RPG
ね
like this where you
隠され
just
た
like
古代 大臣たちから
Dragon
語られ
Quest
た
V
思いというのはどう
and
なるのか、それらはぜひ
Fire
皆さんの目でお確かめください。
I mean, I know Fire
All these
Emblem has
questions
done the
will be
whole
answered,
wife husbandry
not
thing.
just the fate of
but
the warrior,
Yeah,
the
Red
warrior
Emblem,
of light, but also the
kind of.
fate of the
Damn it, the
scions.
Super Nintendo Fire
And
Emblem
we'll
game
find
did this
what
exact
is
thing.
the dying wish
No,
of
Red Dead
King Saul.
Redemption
All this
did
and
it
more we'll
twice.
find out in Endwalker's main scenario.
まあね、次行ったらね、エヴァンゲリオンとかね、埋まってるかもしれないね。
We're gonna find
What was that Fire
Evangelion
Emblem's name?
in the moon
God damn
up
it.
there.
Fire Emblem Snap.
さあ、では
Technology of the
ちょっと
Holy War,
キャラ
thank
ク
you.
ターね、
Yeah,
The only thing I can think of was
All right,
The
so
only
let's
thing
have a
I could think of
closer
was
look at the
Thracia
characters that we saw
7076,
in
and
the
that wasn't
trailer.
right.
Wait, did they just
ま
mention
ずアルフ
Eva?
ィノですね、今回。
Yeah, you
should
just said they can't find an Evangelion on the
アルフィノが着ている衣装
The
が、
hell, yeah.
新属賢者
Well,
の
I mean, previously they were
装備の
they were
アルフィノ
talking
バー
about
ジョン
how this is totally not inspired by
And so
Gundam.
first up, we
Stop
have
saying we copied
Alfino,
Gundam.
our new
So it makes
resident
sense they're gonna
sage.
start talking about Eva
The
now.
gear that he's wearing in the trailer,
Please, just
is
give me
the Sage
some
AF gear, but it's
Evangelion
been designed
content in this,
especially
the
for
year
him.
of our Lord Anno Domini 2021 AD.
Yeah, we're
I
never
know.
gonna get Eva 4.0, so we gotta get
And then
Eva
next up, we have his
4.0
twin
in Final
sister,
Fantasy
Alize.
XIV
まあ、引
instead.
き続き彼女は頭同士としてどうやら戦っていくようです。
And as you can
Alice
see,
say Moon's
she's still
haunted.
fighting as a red
Alice say
Knight.
loaded pistol getting back on the
ようや
rocket
く
ship.
ですね
Moon's
どうやら
haunted.
彼女新しい
Moon is
コスチュームに着替えるようで
That's
す。ちょっとね
Heather Alexander
Moon's been
tweet.
haunted since like 2.0.
But she will be
So
getting a
what's
costume
the
change. She didn't get
player
one
base
before.
like
She's
for this
finally
game
getting
in
one.
Japan?
まあ、このコスチュー
Because
ムが
I
です
didn't
ね
think
誰に
PC games
どうい
were
う
that
思い
big
ととも
over
に
there.
渡されてい
Well,
る
it's
のか
also on
ところ
PlayStation
にもちょっ
4
とご注目い
and
ただ
Right,
ければ
but
presumably
PlayStation 4 isn't
PlayStation
that
You may
5.
be
big.
surprised to see
No, it
where she
isn't.
gets
Not
it
over
from
there.
and how.
I would not be surprised if
Yeah,
there's some kind of
so
Switch port soon.
足縁ファン
Right.
Probably like a
Next up, we have
Switch
the Ashen
stream
Fandad.
only option.
まあ、転生組
They
の
did
アシェン
for
ファダニエルですが、グ
one
レー
of
編に登場した
the
朝日というキャラクター
Resident Evil
の
2 or 3 might have come out that
彼
way
の目的
recently.
がね果た
Like
して
the
何なのか
biggest games
Right,
in-
and so
in,
the Sundered Ashen
on
Fandaniel,
PS4 in
as you know,
Japan
he
are
currently
Final
inhabits
Fantasy
the
VII
corpse of
Remake
Asahi, who
and
first appeared in
Spider-Man.
Stormblood.
Funnily enough,
But we
Spider-Man was
still
huge
don't
over
know
there.
too much about him.
Is this game available on
結構ね
phones
やっ
at
ぱりね
all?
嫌われてるんですよね。
No,
Yeah,
they
a
were
lot of
trying to
people
make 11
love to hate
available on
this film.
phones, and
ただですね、大丈夫
we
ご安
haven't
心くだ
had
さい。
anything from it
彼は
since.
ラスボスではございません。
Do not worry, he
It's
is
like
not
that's kind of the
the last
trend
boss.
over there in Japan. It's just there's
まあ
just
ラスボス
not
じゃな
that
いんです
much
けど、
interest
ま
in
あ彼にはね
console
さら
or
に
PC.
実は
It's
まだ
basically
Right,
all
it's
gone to
because
cloud.
if
話ですが、そちらもかなり完全な
It's
スポイラーになる
basically
ので、
because like
あ
their
の
apartments
単
are
純
so
なお話
tiny
では
and
ないと
they've
いうの
got
だ
so
け
little
お伝え
space
しておき
that they
ます。
have to use
And he's
portable
keeping a
consoles.
pretty big secret, a very
I mean, you could have a
complex
tiny
secret.
apartment in the
And if we
US
say
too.
any more, it'll be too much spoilers.
That's
so we're
true
going
in
to
certain parts
stop
of the
right
US, yes.
はい、そしてトレーラーもう一人出てましたね。
Right, and last but not least, we have.
I mean, is the percentage of Japanese population urban more than in the US?
そうですが、まあ、
Way
彼
more.
の望みは
And the
とにかく
population denser is way
友で
higher.
ある皆さん、光の戦士と
It depends
英
where
雄
you
と
are.
再戦したい
That's
というだけです。
No, like basically
And
most
he's
of
ready to
Japan
take
is
the stage
like
once again.
way more
All
population.
right,
has
yeah, all right.
singular
Japan
purpose.
actually is
One purpose in
90%
life
urban
is
population.
to battle
Right.
with his
And the USA
friend
urban population
and
percentage is
the
82%, so it's
warrior of light.
not that
いやいや、もちろん
crazily
ね、
Right,
皆さんが彼のことを
10,
友達だと思
10% is
っ
a
てない
very
という
big
のは僕
difference
もよ
when
く
you're
知ってます。
considering
Yeah, and we understand
populations of
that
that
not a lot of you
size.
think of
I mean,
Japan
the
as
thing with the U.S. though is that they have the opposite problem of it's so spread out that you can consider large
but he most
percentages
certainly
of your
feels
user base
that way
having
about
very
yours.
shitty internet,
まあ、どうやらね、
Right.
彼もなんかまだ
which
若
Japan
干
is not, which is mostly a problem
ま
not
す
there.
が、
I
さ
mean,
て
it's got to be a
どう
problem in
な
some
ってい
parts of
くの
Japan,
か。
but for the
And it does
mass majority,
like
it's
he
not
has
going
a
to be the
change
issue.
of wardrobe as well. But to find out any more,
Right,
we'll
let
have
me
to
look
play
up
Edwalk.
FF14
さあ、
player
両月
base
のフィ
in
ナーレでは
Japan.
ですね、もっとたくさんのキャラクター
I mean, also what
が登場してですね
Japan considers
ある意味
urban
配列
versus what the
皆さんが
US
10年以上
considers
にわたって
urban might be
冒険
different,
して
Probably
き
very
た
different.
depending on
I
how
think
the government
it's
calculates
very
what an
different.
urban area is.
どんなキャラクター
So
が
I feel like this is a very
America
boring
has-
conversation. I'm sorry.
Oh,
And, you know, it has
so
been
America
10
has
years,
2.3
since the
million
beginning of
players.
this
Japan
Highland
has
Zodiac saga, and
1.3
you've met a
million
lot of
players.
characters along the way, and we hope
So
to bring
who's-
No,
back
actually,
a lot of those
America has
characters
2.4
for this
million,
story.
Japan
in
1.4
6.0.
million.
まあ、
And
ス
then
トーリー
Europe
1.0
1.1
全ての
million.
謎を解き明かして
How
いく
many
の
are in
でちょっと
Europe
これ
then?
以上はネタバレが多すぎるのでここまで
No,
にさせ
according
て
to
い
this,
ただきま
most
す
of them
が
are in the US.
So there are a lot more mysteries regarding the game's story, but
How many players
it's so
are there?
hard
I
to
thought
talk
there were
about it
12
further
million.
without
So it
having,
says, as far as
revealing any
all
spoilers, so.
all
まあ、漆黒のヴィ
active
ランズ
Active
でね、
characters,
驚いた
users,
いただいたように、
Right,
ファイナルファンタジー
according
14
to
開発チーム
this
がね、そんな単純
statistics
な
from
話で終わるか
2020,
いうのだけ
it was 4.9 million worldwide,
びっくりしてもらえる
2.4
たくさ
million
ん
in
用意
the
していき
US,
たいと思います
1.4 million in Japan,
And as
and
was the case
1.1
with
million in
Shadowbringers,
Europe.
the story is not going
So
to be
there
very
may be
simple.
20
It's going to be
million
very
subs, but that's just all people that
and,
forgot they
intricate
still had
story that will
Netflix and have been
bring
paying
lots
for
of
months and
surprises and
months. Then
excitement.
Right,
effectively is
exactly.
what it is.
はい
Yeah.
では、
Okay.
続い
Yeah,
て
it doesn't mean like active users.
6.0 エンドウォーカーの全体像についてちょっとお
And
伝えしてい
also,
こう
I
と
don't
思い
know
ま
how this
す
14
Okay, now that we've
sentences
talked a little
thing
bit about the
works.
story, let's get into
It
actually
might just be
some of the
people
content that will
reporting it
make
or
it
something.
into
I
the
don't
game.
know.
No, they wouldn't know who it
さあ
is
まず
because
最
of
初の
what
セクション
server
こ
they'd
ちら
have to
で
put him in.
す
So we're going to start with
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Features, features.
レベルキャップが開放となります。
Higher level cap to 90. That was expected.
Yay!
Oh, the
こちらですね
samurai job
レ
looks
ベル
so
80
cool,
か
man.
ら
I
90
want
へ
to
と
play as
なります。
Warren.
まあ知ってたってみんな言うんですけど。
And we're going
We
up
did the
from
artwork
80 to
for
90.
these
I think
characters.
Pretty much
They don't,
everyone
it
saw this
looks
coming.
very 90s.
間もなく
At
100
least the one on the right.
But we'll soon almost be at 100. We're very close.
ずいぶん頑張って続けてきたね。
Like, there's so much stuff
been
in
a long,
14
long
that
road.
really tempts me to play it,
は
but
い
then I
そ
just
して
remember how little
拡
free
張パ
time
ッ
I
ケージ
have.
といえば新しい
There's
フィールドの
giant
追加
flying
です
pigs in
今回も
14.
過去の拡張と同じ規模で、フィールドの追加を
Yeah,
行ってい
we-
I
きま
just
す。
I love the
So
Orin
you cannot
design. man.
have
It's so cool.
an expansion without new areas, and we're planning to add new locales on the same scale as we have had in our previous expansions.
ではですね、現段階でお見せできるアートワークとスクリーンショットで
That
一部
looks
だ
like
け、
a Final
今日は
Fantasy
ちょっと一部になっ
place
ちゃ
to
いますがご紹介していこうと思います。
So today we
Yes.
can't show
It
much,
looks-
but
do
we
you know what I
do
really
have
like, though?
a
That
few
looks
artwork is
screenshots and
16.
pieces of
That's very
artwork to show
pretty.
you of some of
Right.
the new areas.
It looks
まずは
kind
で
of
すね
Xenoblade-y,
シ
actually.
ョータウン
Yeah,
It
We're
could be
starting
like
off
one
like
of
one of our
the
smaller
Minato's
towns.
arm.
ご
it
紹
looks
介
a
したい
little
と
bit
思い
like
ます。
India.
こちら
This is it.
どこだ
Whoa,
Wonder where this is.
that
Ooh,
looks like
that looks
こ
Korea.
ちらの名前はですね、
Razat Han.
Radzatan,
という
okay.
And the name of this city will be
That's
Razat Han.
unexpected.
What's
Razat
Radzat
Han
Han?
is definitely not on the move.
Radzatan is an area
は
like
い、入り口かな
it's an island to the south of the continent. It's
ラザハンは
Okay.
プレイヤーの皆さんに
It's
it looks
kind
like
of
a
like
very,
14 の
Tibetan
拡張する
Indian
大タウンと小
like
タウン
Yeah, I'm getting
Zanzibar,
Tibetan
basically.
vibes
漆黒
from
の
it
ヴィ
as
ランズだ
well.
と、まあ、ユールモアに該当する場所だと思ってください。クリスタリウムじゃ
I
なくて
want to build this
So,
place in Roller
with
Coaster
each
Tycoon too
expansion,
now.
we usually release
Yeah.
2 towns, one smaller town and one
And then
large
again, the
town.
temple at the bottom looks
This is going
almost
to be the
Aztec.
smaller town for 6.0.
You know,
kind of
it's
on the same scale as
generic.
Gilmore from 5.0.
Tropics
じゃあ
region, I guess.
6.0 でいうクリスタリウムに該当
I don't know,
す
maybe
る大
kind
タ
of
ウンは
like
どこなんだよ
Southeast
って
Asian,
聞かれ
maybe
る
more.
とそれはまだ内緒です。
Now, as
No,
for what
my
the
my
large town
guess
is going to
is
be
like,
like,
well,
we
never mind.
really cannot talk about that yet.
ではちょっと建物の中も少し見てみましょう。
So let's go inside the town. Take a look.
エーテライトが回ってますね。
There you see the ether right there.
今までのファイナルファンタジー14のまた文化圏にないところへ、行っていただくことになるかなと。
The design here has a
That
cultural flair that's
reminds
a
me a
little bit
lot
different
of
from anything
something
that we've
else
seen in
Uncharted
Final
2,
Fantasy XIV.
which makes me think it's
で、まあ
Tibetan.
これどこなんだっていう。
I was also
まあ
thinking
こ
it
ちら
could
を
be
ご覧いただけれ
Tibetan.
ばなんですけど、
Yeah.
ファイナルファンタジー
The way
14
it's
の
built
シナリ
into
オ
the
にこれ
mountain
ま
and
で
stuff like that.
クエストとかですね、サベネア島っていう場所が、たくさん
This
言
looks
葉として
cool
出
as
て
hell,
きて
man.
ます。
And so, where exactly is Razat Han? Well, a lot of players that have been playing
Thavnair?
14 for a long time will know, have heard the term Thavnair, the region of Thavnair, as it has appeared a lot since back in the early days of Final Fantasy XIV.
踊り子のね、ジョブの発祥の地でもありますね。
If you remember the dancer, most of the original dancer outfits and fashion comes from the island of Thavnair.
そのサベネア島一つがまるっと新しいフィールドとして登場して、そこに、ショータウンのラザハンがあるというふうに思ってください。
And so, one of our new areas is going to be that complete island of Thavnair, along with the town of Razat Han
The
inside.
complete island of
これまで登場
Thavnair.
してこなかった亜熱帯のようなね地域となってます。まあどんな冒険があるのか楽しみにお待ちください。
The whole area has a very sub-tropical feel to it that is original to 6.0.
もう一個紹介していきましょう
Yeah.
か。
All right, let's take a look at another.
So they've never
location.
done subtropical places before.
なんかもう一定
They
して
haven't?
Apparently,
Oh,
according to this
that's
guy.
not
This place is
subtropical right
completely
there.
different, from
That
Razat
looks
Han.
like Gongaga.
こちら
You know,
新
the
しいフィールド
fucking
の名前
the
は
massive ruins
Or this new
from the
field?
Maker.
Garlemald.
帝
帝国の首都のはずで
Oh,
ある
that's
ガレマルドが
the Garlean Emperor's capital?
なんだか大変なことに
Yeah.
なるっぽいですね。
Things kind of went to
That's
shit
like
during
Garlean
Shadowbringers.
Garlemald.
Okay,
Although it
alright.
looks a little
I was gonna
bit
say, man,
They
they,
have to do
like it's
it.
broken down a bit.
And I'm so
こ
sad
ち
we
らも
didn't
ですね
even.
ちょっと見てみましょうスクリーンショットね
Let's take a look at a screenshot.
いやー
hey, you know what? As
なんだか
long as Xenos is having fun.
Wow.
どんな国だったのかなと思い
Wow,
きや
so
ボロ
Garlemald
ボロ
got
になってます
fucked.
ね
So we always
Yeah,
thought of
Garlemald
the
got
Garlean
fucking
Empire as a
fucked.
majestic force.
Yeah,
but if you look at it
after
here, it's
after
pretty run
Xenos
down. Wonder what
killed
happened.
Varus,
まあ一体ね
the
どういう
the
経緯でこう
empire
なってい
collapsed
るの
into
かそれから
civil
光
war,
選
and
手の皆さんどう
Garlemald
いう
got
経緯でここを訪れ
completely
ることに
fucked
なるの
over.
か謎ねいっぱいあり
Who
ます
firebombed the place though?
So how did
Probably one of the
this area
legions of
turn this
Garlean
way,
soldiers.
and why
Okay.
does the
Yeah,
This is,
they had a
Lord Light have to
whole
go
like
there, and what will he or she find there?
Praetorian Guard kind
まあ
of
ここでもね非
environment.
常に大きなドラマが
This is also
光
like
選
the
手皆さ
second
んを
civil
待ち
war
受
they've
けてい
had in
ま
the
す
past 5 years.
Yeah,
There's
basically.
a very deep and
They're as
intricate
bad as
story
the
that
Bison,
is
like the
related to this
Byzantines
area.
at this point.
まあ行くときはですねぜひ
God, you just
で
make me love them
いただきたいと
more,
思い
Hext.
ます
So get ready for
That's
your
that's the one thing I don't like about this game is that you're not part of the Empire.
そ
The
してです
Empire
ね
just
まあ
seems so
新しい
much
フィール
cooler.
ドがあると当
Then
然
again,
新しい
empires
出
are
会いっ
bad,
ていうの
so who
も
knows?
出てきます
And of course, what would new areas be without new tribes to live in them?
はいまあこういう新しい獣人たちとのね出会いっていうの
New
も
tribes.
待ってますきっと
Fish
So
people.
in 6.0, you will be
Beast
meeting
tribes,
some new
beast tribes, beast tribes.
These
Hey,
tribes
that's
are
Hey,
fun.
Hey, that's new
アマゾ
Mo
ンさん
from
主人公感
yeah,
を出して
Italy
る
over there.
イラッと来ない
Yeah.
So this artwork,
The
yeah, you
big
can
part of
see right in the
Shadowbringers.
middle is the Namazu kind of
Okay.
there, looking like he's the best.
These tribes
leader.
basically pull different
なんか
species
私が主
from
役で
like
す
Final
He's
Fantasy
the
lore
hero.
and turn them into like an
今
actual
回、
like
まあ、ちょっ
race.
と一部になり
Did
ます
we
が
ever have mermaids in
Namazu
Final
が
Fantasy?
名前は、まあ、タン
We had
が
the what's it
その
called?
中でもアルカソーダラ族という、
Oh
種
fuck,
族
I
が
forgot the
登
name.
場して
The
きます
So our
fucking
new tribe
the ones
that you will
that
be meeting
cast
are the Matanga, and it's the
the spell
Arkasoda
on
tribe.
you.
これ
The
すでにね出会ってる人は出会ってるんですよ
oh
Some
fuck, I
people
can't
may
remember the name.
recognize
Man.
this.
I have no idea what you're talking
あ
about.
のアジムステップで
You
ですね
know the
非
ones
常に
that
敵
cast that
対し
little
てく
spell
る
that makes you like
あ
fall
の
in
オブハ
love
ント
with
のモ
them?
ンスターがいたり
And
するんで
then
すけ
they
どその
attack
中
the
で
other
も
party
有
members.
効的なの
Oh,
が、
it's in
ア
Five,
ル
I
カソーダラ
swear.
族
Like
で
I
先
don't
ほど紹
remember
介し
it.
たサベネア島で出会いが待ってると思います
Siren. That
So,
was it.
in the action step,
The
especially those
siren
players that
people.
participate in the hunt,
So
have maybe encountered one of these very aggressive beings before. However, the ones that you will be meeting,
Hell
in
yeah.
6.0,
These in
you'll be meeting
Hell
down
yeah.
there, are a
speaking
little
of
bit more
Star
friendly. At least
Wars, here
those
we are.
from the Arkasoda tribe.
It's
高
Max
尾
Rebo.
ダンジョンでね結構
はい
象モチーフでいろんなねこうグラフィックス出てると思いますけどいよいよ、まあ、その
Someone's
地域
made
に
the
足を踏み入れる
stage
のか
page
な
before
ま
they
た力
made
士って言われてる
the
We
the 14
players may
expansion page,
recognize
and they fucked it up.
some of the
Okay, so looking at
like,
this, the
designs
clothing these
from
things are
some of
wearing,
the,
are the female
hunts
one
that
of
they've
these
gone on in the
creatures
past.
just
We're
giant
finally
compared to
going
the
to that
male?
area, and seeing the inspiration for that type of statue work.
まあ獣人は他にもいるんですけどもうちょっと、公開お待ちいただきたいと思ってます
Can you
ただ
play as one of the Max
好きで
Rebos?
すしね
And we have many more tribes to introduce, but we can't introduce them today. Those will be saved for a later day. But
I might have
thinking
been
about it,
disconnected.
we'll
Hello?
be going to the moon,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
ファイナル
alright,
ファンタ
alright,
ジ
I'm
ー
still
で
here.
月か
going. It's Final
Oh,
Fantasy.
moon people.
Going to the moon. What could be on the moon?
というわけでそのうちまたご紹介していこうと思います
And that's enough. We'll talk about it later.
はい当然ですね、まあ、いい出会いもあれば悪い出会いもございます
But again, you won't be just making friends in the next expansion. There will be threats
New
to deal with.
threats.
夜道では会いたくありませんが、まあ、こんなやつとの出会いがあった
Are we
りし
gonna
ま
learn
す
about raids? and
Anima?
stuff?
This is one
Oh
of the things
shit!
that will be waiting.
Anima.
Oh wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait,
man.
wait.
ファイナル
like
ファン
five
タジー
what?
10が好きだという
Yeah, we're
方は
fighting
ちょ
Anima.
っと
She's
わ
the
か
new
る
primal.
のかなと思うんです
So
が
if there are fans
That's
of
a
Final
good
Fantasy
choice.
X out there, they might recognize
Pog
this
fucking
creature.
アニマ
champions.
という
Fucking-
異形と出会うことになりそうです
His name is Anima.
でまあ
Ah,
That's
so
like a
fucking
super
happy.
impressive
フ
Fuck.
ァイナルファンタジー10
I'm
の
like-
時に
I think my
アニマを
stream's like
作画した
behind, but
スタッフは
fuck.
You
ファイナル
could
ファンタジ
try
ー
refreshing the
14
page.
のア
I
ート
don't
スタッ
know.
フでもあるんですよ
Uh,
彼が
that means I'll
14
lose stuff.
you threw
改
at
め
the
て
same
ア
time
ニマ
as
を
me.
14用にですねまあいろいろ理由があるんで書いたのがこちらです
You know what?
And so,
Anima was cool in
the
Final Fantasy
original
X. She should be in
designer
more
of
stuff.
Anima,
I support
the art
this.
designer of
I-
Anima
I
in
agree.
Final
I'm
Fantasy
just-
X
I just
was
Anima
was
actually
cool,
a
but
member
Steam
of the
was
art
terrible.
stuff on Final Fantasy XIV
Yeah, I agree.
and recreated the design for Anima to fit hit the Final Fantasy XIV game.
はい、そして、
I hope they don't bring Steam
もちろ
Water.
ん多数の新ダンジョンも登場してまいります。
And like our past expansions, we'll
Challenging
be
new
adding a lot
dungeons.
of
Alright,
new
are we gonna learn
dungeons.
about raids?
こちらもですね、スクリーンショット
I
と、
guess
Oh,
this is-
that one on the
それか
left
ら
text,
パートワ
that
ーク
looks
等
like
々
the
ちょっと見
fucking
てみま
the
しょうか。
place at
Right,
the
and we
end
have some
where you
screenshots
fight
and art that we'd like to show you.
Lester.
まあ、ほぼアートになっちゃいます。
Vaguely.
This is mostly art today, I guess.
think so.
もうなんか、
This
早
vaguely
く
looks
世
like.
界終わりそうな。
You think it looks like
Look
Xanarkand?
at this. It looks like
No,
we're
no,
getting
no.
close to the end of the
Well,
world.
the place on
wait,
the place
yeah,
before
okay.
did.
巨大なものも立ってますし、
Yeah, this
石
one
らし
looks
きもの
like
も見えます。
what's it called? The
Ruins
island
and
after
large
Crusade.
statues.
な
Kilika.
んとなくサベネアっぽいからこれ
It vaguely looks like
さっきね
Oh
綺麗だ
yeah,
った
it
の
looks
に
like the steps up to
It
Kilika
looks a little bit
Temple,
like
yeah.
Thavnair,
Right.
but a lot different from what we just saw.
そしてこんな場所も出てきます。
And this is another dungeon.
This I don't know what this looks like.
一転して
This is more HG Geiger shit.
ところになってきてますね。
Looks very biological.
Probably like Luna Core or some
Horror-like.
bullshit. Luna Ruins.
Yeah. Yeah, I was-
Lunar
さ
Subterra.
らにさらに。
Yeah, like
that's what I
Luna
was thinking
Subterrane,
of.
yeah,
Something
that's
on
it.
the lines of Final
今
Fantasy IV
度は
and
列
this
車なのかな
is
Looks sort
13.
of like a train, possibly.
まあ皆さん
Yeah,
を
that's
待ち
very
受ける今回
fancy.
6.0 のダンジョン基本的にはメインシナリオで
Boo.
言っていただく
Oh,
こと
you know
が
what?
ありますが、ファンタジー要素、それから
Let me
パッ
release all the hate I have for
それから
Final Fantasy 13 into the
現代
ether.
を思わせるような場所、いろんな要素が、
I
皆
wish
さんを待ち
13
構え
didn't
ています。
exist.
I wish
And
13
so,
was good.
With,
I was about to
as
say what
usually
Boo
is the
said.
case with our
I wish
dungeons
it
that
was
we add, we'll
better.
be visiting most of them during the main scenario. But this time we have a wide variety.
And you know what? When they
of dungeons,
remake
some
Final
that are
Fantasy
very high
13 in
fantasy,
2051, it'll be
some
great.
that have
Yeah.
maybe ancient ruins,
Here's
as
what I
well as
think.
some that have a very modern feel.
変化に富んだダンジョンをいろいろ現在ね、ものすごい勢いで制作中なので、ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
We're currently in the process of creating all of these new exciting dungeons, and we hope you look forward to them.
So we're not going
そ
to
れで
hear
は
anything
さらに
about
バトルコン
raids.
テンツちょっと続けていこうと
Yeah,
思うん
we
ですが、
don't hear about
皆
raids
さんが
until
楽しみ
usually
にしている大きな要素の一つかと思います。こちら。
Right,
Okay, now we're
because
going to talk
raids
about
is
another
when we would
one of our
learn
battle
if
contents that we have
Sephiroth is
planned.
in this game.
希望のそのエデンというシリーズ
Oops,
が
I muted it.
パッチ 5.4 で
Oh,
無事に
there's a
完
raid
結
for you.
して我々開発チーム新しい高難易度レイドの8人レイドの開発に
Have
取り
they
組んでます。
finished all the
And
Nier
so with the
Automata
story
stuff?
finally
Next
getting
patch.
finished,
No,
and we've been
patch.
hard at work preparing
Okay.
a new 8-person raid.
And
こ
presumably
ちら
this is the next
イメージイラス
patch?
トをご用意しております。
No, this is this
Too
isn't
early to
until
give
like
details, but we have
July,
some
August
art
next
to
year.
show you.
This year.
I think they might have
This
said
year.
fall. Yeah, fall this year.
なんかどっかで見たことある人か
Oh
な。
yeah, it's 2021. What the fuck?
That
Like
kinda looks
this
familiar.
is going to
Seen
be
him
the
somewhere.
6.024 raid
なん
series.
かどっかで見たことあるんだけど。
I feel
Yeah,
like
Mark,
Square
we've
Enix
seen it
really needs this
somewhere before.
expansion because
Laha,
their
laha,
2021 is not
laha,
looking too
laha,
great in terms of what's coming out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
こ
was
ち
going to say
ら
in terms of
高難易
in
度
terms
レ
of
イドの
last year,
タ
they
イ
actually
ト
did
ル
fairly
と
well.
し
It's
て
just
パン
Avengers
マデン
sucked.
パンデモニウムとしいうシリーズで
And,
お届け
Avengers
してい
Ooh,
ます
sucked, but
Pandemonium.
I can
probably
tell you the
like
title. The
several
title will
remakes
be
more than made up for
Pandemonium.
it for them, like financially.
こ
Whereas-
のレイドはですね
oh, Pandemonium,
ど
that's
んな場所で行われる
So
の
the
か
raid's
と
gonna
い
be
うの
in
は
FF2
ちょっと進めていきますかなり特殊かなと思
Because
ってま
let
す
me just say,
So we
Balan
cannot
Wonderland
talk
doesn't
about
look like
where
it's
this
gonna be
raid
the
will take place.
thing
It's
this
going to
year.
be very, very unique to Final Fantasy
FF2.
XIV.
今回ね
FF2.
6.0 でハイデリンゾディアーク編というのをきれいに一旦
Fleet
完
of
結
Fall
させ
2,
ます
I
の
don't think it's
で
going to be the
まあ
thing
それも
either.
含めて
Neither is
世界の
Outriders,
まあ
so.
残された謎にまた挑んでいくという形
Doesn't
で
have
Chloe
a lot.
2.
完
Chloe 2's
全
coming out
に
this
オリジ
year.
ナ
Alright,
ル
you
の
don't
レイ
forget
ド
it.
と
Square
し
Enix
て
is going to have
お
a fight
届
here.
けしていこうと思い
Which game
ま
is
す。
In conjunction with
World
the
Ends
with
story
You
that we're
too.
completing of the highlighted
Oh,
Zodiac
all
saga,
right, yeah.
we
that's
plan
true.
to tell this new, completely original Final Fantasy XIV
And
story
that
of
Nier
Pandemonium.
mobile game is coming out too. Whatever. Who
もち
cares?
ろん高難レイドはね、高難易度だけではなく、アライアンスレイドも新しいシリ
They
ーズ
are
を
Nier
お届けしていこ
Replicant
うと思い
version
ます。
0141979679679. Yeah, there's the Nier stuff. That's what I'm looking for.
今進行中の夜波ダークアポカリプス、ニーヤシリーズとの
I think that's
クロスオーバーで
Diablos
進めていますまあ
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Heavensward's
yeah,
Alliance
yeah.
raid.
していただければと思うんですが、
Alliance.
我々開発チームさらにその次の、企画をスタートしてます。
I'm
Like
guessing
from left to right, that's
so,
Crystal
like,
Tower,
yeah.
Shadow of Mark,
Dark
Return to
Apocalypse,
Ivalice, and
Alliance raid, which will
Yorha.
complete in 5.5.
Oh, is there still more
background,
Return to
we're also
Ivalice
working
to do?
on
No,
a
that's
new
over.
Alliance raid.
That was
こちらどんな
Stormlight's
内容なの
raid
かは
series.
次のデジタルファンフェスでお伝えしようと思っ
I
てるんで
missed
すが
Ivalice.
Like,
I
aren't
missed
one of the
Capcom.
14
I'm so
オリジナ
sad.
ル
Ivalice
の
raids
ストーリー
good,
展
which is a
開で
shame.
お届けしますが
I
エ
missed
オルゼアにある
Capcom.
古く
I'm
か
so
ら
sad.
ある大きな謎を扱っていくのでまあ14との中の、サーガ完結1個目のサーガね完結に向けてかなり濃い話になっていくのでこれもぜひ楽しみにしてください。
No.
So we plan to release
I mean,
more
there's,
info on
Nier
this
stuff.
new Alliance
No,
raid at our digital fan festival.
You know, there really aren't that
What
many
I'd
like
say that
crossovers
is
in
a
Final Fantasy
completely
XIV
original
that other
Final Fantasy
properties, if
original
I'm not
Alliance raid.
mistaken.
It's not a
Other
crossover.
than Nier,
Just-
it's kind of
it's Nier and Monster Hunter, that's
a
it.
piece of Eorzean lore that is
Yeah,
steeped
like-
in mystery.
Oh,
for
they
a
did
long
a
time.
15
結構
crossover.
謎
But
の
that doesn't
存在
really
がねま
count.
だ残ってるんですよ。
yeah, but that's
Still a
what
lot of
this is.
questions,
It's the Final
that haven't been
Fantasy
answered
theme
for a long
park
time,
game,
so.
you know.
Right.
ルディ
Pretty
ブラン
much.
とか
The Hildebrand?
But they had like the
Hildebrand
actual
Alliance
15
raid?
characters show up or something like that.
Hildebrand
Oh, I
Alliance raid?
remember.
はい、ではさらに続けていきましょう。
Alright, let's continue on.
今回我々、6.X シリーズに向けてですね新しい少人数の
PvP mode. I didn't even know there was that in this
コ
game.
ンテンツ
Yeah, there
を
was.
開発
It was
進めております。
They
We're
introduced
also
it around the
working
time I
on new
stopped
PvP
playing.
content that is more small scale than
What
we
if
currently have.
instead
まあ、フィースト
they just
ね
brought
この先
back the
どうして
city
い
of
くの今ある
PSP
少人数 PvP
and made it
ど
part
う
of this
していく
game?
のってまあお声も
I know,
頂戴してるんですけど
Why,
僕らが
why
今、
did they make that
計画している
fucking
のは
arcade
ロール
3v3 game
の概念
instead
を
of
廃
just
止して
Because they
Reload
made a
it.
business deal 5 years ago
楽しんでい
and
け
it
る
didn't play the
熱く
way
なれ
they
る
thought it would.
PVP という
Right.
新しいコンテンツを
And
制
then you're
作してま
just,
す。
you know, you're working out the
So
contract at
currently,
that point.
our plan here is to create new PvP content
Yeah, and
that
that business
feels
deal did not go
more
well.
casual and more immersive by removing role restrictions.
I don't think the
これまで以上に
arcade version
マッチング
sold
しやすく
poorly, did
か
it?
つ気軽で
And
奥深くねレ
and
ー
I
ティン
think
グ
it
に
did
チャレンジしてい
terribly.
く人はいけるみ
Right,
たいな
it's
と
the
ころで
game on PS4
改
that
造を進めています。
Yeah,
was-
the game on PS4 did
And our goal
horribly,
is to
but
make
It was
I think
dead
the
on
arcade
arrival.
must have done well
easier
enough
than
for them
before,
to actually port it.
and casual
Well, the
yet
thing that did
immersive,
really well for
in
them
its
was the
gameplay.
mobile game.
でリワー
The
ド
mobile
その
Dissidia was
に関しても、まあ
really
報
good.
酬に関しても、
But
まあ単純なギア
Yeah,
とか、
the
まあ
game
ギア
on
とかもちろんあ
PS4
り
was
ますけ
dead on
ど、それ
arrival,
以外に
and
全く
bringing it
新
to
しい
PC
そ
did
う
not
カテ
help.
ゴリー
Sucks
と
so
いうのを
bad.
用意して、いろんな人に楽しんでもらえるように、
Oh, that was just
鋭意ね、企
awful.
画の方を進めてますから、進めてるので、
I remember
こちらも
writing
続報
like a
にぜひ
review
ご
for
注
it
目い
for
ただければと
fandom
思い
back
ま
when I
す。
used to write for them,
And
and I was
we're
just like,
also working on
how do I
a
talk
technical
about this
reward
game
system,
without being
for this
just
new PvP
brutal?
as well.
'Cause
That doesn't
nothing
focus
about this is
solely
good
on
at
gear.
all.
Of course,
And
there'll
I'm
be
just,
gear,
I
but
don't
we
know how
want to
to
have
do
a
it.
new category.
I don't want to
Well,
be a
the
dick,
graphics
but
are
this
well.
game looks like
To again,
fucking
open
horrible.
this up to a lot
Which
of new
one?
players.
はい。
Dissidia NT.
でもちろんね、
Oh,
バトルコン
right,
テンツ以外にも大
I was
小
gonna
さ
say
ま
like
ざま
the
な
graphics,
コンテンツ遊び
at
実装
least.
されていき
Everything
ま
else
す。
sucks.
Okay, in addition to battle content, we also have a lot of other content as well.
じゃあサクサクいきましょう。
Let's take a look.
まず新たなサイドクエストもたくさん、拡張といえば
New
実装されていきます。
So we are
Oh, I'm
planning
happy
to
about.
add a
Alright,
lot of
crafting
new
was
quests.
the one thing I really wanted to
今
get
回そ
into.
の漆黒のヴィランズね
when
新たにロールクエストっていう
I played 14.
仕組みが実装されましたがもちろん今回も用
Haha,
意され
someone
てます
mentioned Blitzball
And
in the
with
chat.
5.0 and Shadowbringers,
People have
we
been
introduced
mentioning
a new
Blitzball in the
system,
chat last like
new
half
type
an
of
hour.
quest called role quests.
Oh,
We
really?
plan on continuing
Yeah.
those
Is
at
it
6.0.
rumored or
Is that the
something?
rumor
ただ
that there's
ちょ
going
っ
to
と
be
漆
Blitzball?
黒のヴィランズと
I mean, I
一
would
部
be down.
変更させていただいてます
I would be down.
But we're going to be making one slight
You know
change
what?
to
I
that
would
system.
play a revamped
これまで
Blitzball.
はタンク、ヒー
I
ラ
would
ー、
just-
近接 DPS、遠隔
But-
I would
DPS と
play
い
a
う4つ
Blitzball
の
that's not
ロールに
terrible.
分けてロールクエストを展開してました。
That's what I
What's
mean.
been
Like,
done
if
now,
you were to.
Terrible.
there are originally
Let's
four
No,
quite
it-
categories.
Uh,
Split these
It
role
sucks,
quests
man.
into
Like,
tank,
the
healer,
amount of
melee
work it
DPS,
takes
and
to
range
get
DPS.
た
Walker's
さすがに
ultimate
ちょっ
weapon
と
on it
ざ
is
っ
a
く
pain
り
in
し
the
すぎて
ass.
たなという反省からですねタンク、ヒー
It's
ラー、
no
近接
Madden.
物
Let
理
me just put it
DPS、
that way.
遠隔物理 リ DPS、魔
Yeah,
法
'cause
DPS という
Madden's
ふうに
bad and
ロールを1個
Blitzball's
追加して、クエストをご用意しようと思ってます。
I would
We're
probably
going to now
hate
be
Blitzball
expanding that
less
from
if it
4
wasn't
different
for
types to
how
5 different
hard
types, making it
Walker's
tank,
ultimate weapon is,
healer,
and the fact
I
that
mean, it's no
melee, physical
FIFA
DPS,
either, which is
ranged
what you
physical
expect it
DPS,
to be.
and magic
It's
DPS.
no what?
Whatever.
まあその分ね、
It's no
お
FIFA.
話と体験にちゃん
Oh,
と
right,
フォーカ
yeah.
スしやすくな
Yeah,
る
it,
ので、
it
クオ
does
リティ
not
高
play
いも
like
のをお届
FIFA
けして
at
いこ
all.
うと思ってます。
And this will allow us to
I mean, that's what I
focus
expect out of it to
more
be a
directly
sports
on
game.
each
It's, you
type
know,
of
it's
role
and
and
it just
make
isn't.
a deeper
And it's an
story.
RPG
もち
game,
ろんギャ
basically.
ザラ クラフターの皆さんに向けた5.0 でいう民工芸館のような
But
一
to
つ
be fair,
の
like
場所によって
considering
み
what
ん
it
なでい
is
ろんなロール
and
の
the
クエ
fact
スト
that
を
it
やっ
was
ていくっていう
probably
ところ
made by
も
like
もちろん用
2
意してます。
programmers is pretty
And then
impressive.
there's also
Yeah, it
plenty
had to
of
be
role
more than
quests
that.
that are
Final
planned
Fantasy X was
for
a big
backers and
project.
gatherers as well, such
Yeah,
as those
but
offered
well,
in 5.0's
with all the
Crystalline Mean.
7,
まあ名前言いたいんですけど
what's it called?
大
All the
体の名
7
前言ってないんで
mini games
まだ
were
言えない
like
ですね
2 programmers
I want to
each.
tell more
That I
about
believe.
it, but
Those
because I haven't
games feel
talked
like
about
they
the
were made in
large
a
town
week.
yet, I can't say anything.
Right?
And
はい、もちろん
several of them
多数の
are
ね
actively
新装備
broken.
それから新しいクラフト
Right.
ギア、
But
用意
they
されてます。
like
And of
that's why
course,
they
But
built
no,
the
Final
platform
Fantasy
with
quests
the-
Blitzball
crafters,
was clearly
but
a
also,
big,
we've
like,
developed
maybe
plenty
not
of
a
new
big
craftable
part
gear
of
as
that
well.
game's project. Like,
それから
Well,
it feels like
yeah,
something that they might have cut
Well,
resources
yeah,
for at some point, but it was definitely a big enough
All right, next is an
percentage of
Yeah, with
resources. They
Blitzball, it was
wanted that to
always
really
like
work.
ingrained
行月のフ
into
ィ
the
ナー
lore
レ
at
に
the
向け
start.
て
They
フ
really
ェイス
wanted
の
this world to have its
NPC が
own
追加
fictional
となり
sport.
ま
I
す。
think they were
we will
inspired
be
by
adding a
Quidditch
special
or
certain
like
one,
what's it
someone to
called?
join you as companion.
まあ
Or
きっと
pod
ね楽し
racing.
みに
I
して
don't
る人いる
remember.
と
They
思うんだ
said
よ
like
A
it
lot
was
of
one
you
of
Oh
them.
man,
like,
if there was
the
pod
biggest thing.
racing, that would have been awesome.
I know, like,
こ
yeah,
の
it would
方
have been sweet. But they said like that was
What's
what
a trust
inspired them to
system?
make their
And this is who
own
it is.
thing.
It's
AI
AI party members.
Okay, so
I'm
I
glad
don't
it's
have to
like-
play with any other human. Then.
Stinky man.
You
Yeah.
have to for 8-man
You just
content.
bring
Trust
one
is
of
for
Will be
dungeons.
joining the trust system as, of
Oh,
course,
okay.
a dragoon.
It's
And
like
then
the
being
old
a melee
dungeons that
DPS
you can
character,
bring one of
this
those
will
through in, right?
hopefully help alleviate that glaring lack of
Stinky elf
melee
man.
DPS characters in the Scions.
まあ彼がねどういった経緯で暁まあ彼ね結構一人で動くの好きですから暁と行動を共にするようになるかというのは近日リリースされるパッチ 5.5 と
Wait,
そう
does
そう
the
そう
Stinian have a new
その辺りから
hairstyle?
のねメインストーリーの流れをぜひ注目していてください。
I've never
Again,
seen him
why
without a
would
helmet off, to be
a
honest.
lone wolf like Estinian join this group of the Scions? You have to wait and find out, but information is coming. If you
Oh, we
play
can already
5.0.
guess why he's doing it. The same reason he's working with the Scions in Shadowbringers, because
He's gonna
Tataru
betray us.
blackmailed
He will betray
him.
us.
ファイナルファンタジーシリーズの竜騎士
He's also
裏切る
just
からね
horny for murder.
Dragoons in Final Fantasy usually
Okay.
betray.
I thought that was Xenos, though.
まあ一回やってるから多分大丈夫だと思うんですけどね。
He's betrayed once
But
he
Yeah,
wants
he's
to.
so-
horny for murder in a
フェ
different
イ
way, and
スという
he's a
システ
stinky
ムの
elf
活
man.
用はまあこれにまあキャラクター
Okay,
の追加に伴わず
Estinian's horny for murdering
実は協力すること
dragons.
あるんですけどまだ今ちょっと計画中なので今日具体的にお知らせするのが難しいです。
I don't think it's gonna work
And of
between me and
course,
Estinian,
we
though. He
have
needs to be
further
horny to
plans
murder
for the trust
me.
system, not only just adding new characters, but also making adjustments to that
So yeah,
system
so
as well. But
Blitzball
we
got a
cannot
lot
talk
of
about
effort
them yet
because
today
it was
because
so
it's still a little
big
bit
in
too
the
early.
lore.
はい。キャラを
Right.
追加するだけじゃなくて、
Yeah,
フェイスを
whereas
利用して
like
こんなことさら
with
に
the
できるよ
Final
みたいな
Fantasy
と
VII
ころっていうのは
minigames, they
今後
basically
PLL
just
とかでも
like
進
anyone
捗があり次
anytime they
第
were
お伝
bringing
え
on
さ
a
せて
new
いただこうと思
programmer
って
and
ま
trying
す。
to like
Again,
teach them
not
how
just
to
adding new
use
characters, but
the
also
engine
adding
and shit.
new
They
types
just
of
say like
activities and types of
make a
duties
mini
for
game and then they just
for
throw that mini
companions
game
to
in the
take
gold
part in.
saucer.
Again, we won't tell any more today about it, but we have exciting information
Hey,
coming
where
up
did you
in
learn that
future,
from? I've
producer
never heard that.
episodes.
はい。
Our very
そ
own
してですね
website, believe it or
え
not.
続いてこち
Okay.
らゴールド
It's
ソー
like
サー
I've
に
been
も新た
like
なコンテ
rewriting
ン
all
ツの
those
追加を予
pages
定して
lately.
ます。
Right, we're also
It's
planning
funny I
an
bring it up
update
and the
to
gold
the gold
saucer
saucer
comes up
with
right
new
now.
content.
Anyway,
特にですね、規模
I've
と
been
して
writing
は
all those
トマ式
pages.
麻雀というもの
Oh,
にまあ並ぶぐらいちょっと大きなものを今計画しており
So
ま
is
す。
the gold
The
saucer
current
good?
plan is
You-
to add
wait, why do you
something
hate
gold
almost
saucer?
as big as the recent edition of
It's
Mahjong.
mini games,
み
and
んな
they're
ど
not
う
even
いう
good
ものが
mini
欲しいんだろ
games.
うな。
What does everybody
Even
want?
Okay.
Chocobo racing? I thought
や
that
っ
one
ぱ
was
りこ
great.
うブリッツボール
In
Let's ball.
14, I should clarify.
Let's
In,
ball.
in 7
This ball,
OG
this
it
ball,
sucked.
this ball, this
But in
ball, this ball.
14, I
Oh, it's good
remember
enough in
really...
7 OG.
フォールガイ
Yeah, I mean, it's alright.
Fall
But it's
Guys.
just,
Fall Guys
when you
なんです
play
よ
the 14
Fall
one,
Guys!
whatever the 14 one is,
今回の
What
レ
the
イドで
fuck?
落ちたりしてるもんね。あとスノーボードね。
Snowboarding
What?
as well. Which ball? Snowboarding. Fall Guys.
お前やたら相撲って言ってる人いるんでね。
Did you
さっ
just
きからね
mention Fall
Sumo.
Guys?
Of
he
course.
did.
Sumo.
He mentioned
はい、
Fall Guys.
ちょっとこれまだ詳細が言えない ないので、ただかなり大きな、しかもプレイヤーの皆さんのキャラクタ
Yeah,
ー
so
を
the
使っ
big
て
mini games
楽
in the
しん
Gold
でいける、
Sorcerer
まあしかも誰でも
14 are the
楽しんでい
Chocobo
けるよう
Racing
な新しい、
and
まあしかもね、マルチ
Triple
プレイできる
Triad.
ような、コンテンツを今計画してます。
Oh, they have Triple Triad in 14?
Yeah, they do. And you can collect a shit ton of cartridges for it as well. Like you can like
we plan on
actually
it being,
battle
again,
people
like we said, plan on it
in
being
the
very big,
triple
something
triad game
for
as
all
well.
players,
It's
You mean
kind of-
like there's an online
but again, we can't
multiplayer
talk
part
too
to
much
it?
about it now.
There is a
not-
multiplayer
haven't,
part to it as well.
Enough to tell you, but
I don't
we do
think
have
Triple
details coming in
Triad
the
would
future, so
work as a
please look
multiplayer
forward
game.
to it.
It's too simple. Is
麻雀をね丸ごと
Does it have a
入れてしまうような
bigger
クレイジ
board
ー
or
な
something?
14開発チームですか
I
ら、
don't
まあ、何が
remember,
来るのか
but
いろ
I
いろ
do
予
remember
想
it's a
してい
lot
ただけ
better
れば
than
と
the
思い
one
ま
at
す。
8
I mean,
because
the
you can't
team is
lose
crazy
any
enough to
cards.
put the full game of Mahjong into 14.
I
so
like
you
the one
know
at 8.
It's
something
pretty
to
much
expect.
exactly the same as 8, but without the possibility of losing cards.
A new
Wait,
piece
did
of
I miss
content
something
that we've been
about
working on.
Gathercraft Quest?
さて何やらね、
roll
非常に楽
quests
し
for
そうなイ
Gathercraft,
メー
roll
ジイラス
quests
トがあ
for
り
So
ます
so yeah, crystalline main
From the
again.
artwork, you can see that it looks pretty fun and
horse.
relaxing.
こちらの、
So wait, so how does a multiplayer triple triad actually work? I just feel like whoever goes first would
So
win.
the title for this that we have now is The Island Sanctuary.
Based
フ
on
ァイナルファンタジ
collecting
ー
good
14
cards,
の
I
世界
guess.
の中で
I guess the
スロー
same
ライ
and
フを楽
plus
しんでい
rule
く
must
と
be
い
in
う
effect
新しい
or
コンテ
something.
ンツを今、
Wait,
あ
baby
進
shark.
めており
There's
ま
a
す。
baby shark by
We're
our
currently
foot.
working on this content where
Yeah.
Final Fantasy XIV players, adventurers
Yo, I
can
love that
enjoy a bit of
penguin, man.
slow living.
ギャザラークラフターをプレイしていなくても楽しむことができます。
Island
And
Sanctuary.
again, this is not just something that is limited to crafters and gatherers. Anyone can play this.
まあもちろんねやってる人にも特典はあるんですけど、みんなプレイできる。
Of course, crafters and gatherers will be able to do different types of things here, but of course, this is something for everyone.
まあ例えばですけど、動物の飼育をしたり、
For example, you might be raising animals.
まあ島を開拓してね、そこで採れた特産物で貿易をしていったり。
And maybe cultivating the
I
land of
dig
this
the sound of
uninhabited,
this.
deserted island, and then taking the fruits of your labor and selling them.
ミニオンを放し飼いにしたりと、そういった要素満載でスローライフをね楽しむためのコンテンツになっております。
Maybe throwing your minions out there on the range and letting them roam.
コメントでまあ結構あってですね、これ開発チーム、これね日本人限定のネタで申し訳ないんですけど、
Can you
我々
pet your minions?
最初のコードネーム
Yes.
ダッシュ島って言ってました。
Depends on the
Ah,
minion.
so
Even react to
the dev team has been calling this island the Dash Island from a Japanese TV show.
いや本当にズバリそういうまあ楽しみ方できるといいよねみたい
It's
な。
kind of like that, where you take a deserted island and you know,
Right.
make it into something that's your own.
まあこちらですね、パッチ 6.X シリーズ全体を通じてアップデートをし開拓を進めていくみたいな、構想で今開発を進めてますので、
Okay, so like this is either going to consume people's lives or it's going to be
いただければと
terrible.
思います。
Could
So
be both.
players will be able to enjoy the activities in the sanctuary over the entirety of the 6.x series as we update it. And so I hope you're looking forward to it and the slow life that it brings.
そして皆さん現在進行形でですね、
Interesting.
パッチ 5.4 で、非常にね、
Slow
とある地域の復興に努力を捧げてきてくださいました。
An expansion
Next
pack
up is
once a
something that
year or
I
once
believe
every
you guys
2
are all
years.
currently working on.
I think it's every 2.
That's what I thought.
そうです、皆さんね、一週間
Because last year
Oh,
was only
oh, which
4
god? Is this actually going to be a housing ward?
So yes, crafters all over the world have poured their
Is
hearts
Ishgard
into the
housing
rebuilding of the
finally
firmament
real?
and Ishgard restoration.
イシュガルドの民がですね、皆さん、冒険者の皆さんに
Sounds
感謝の
terrible.
気持ちとしてですね、冒険者に、居住区を開放したいとおっしゃっております。
And inspired by that work,
Yeah,
there
there you
is,
are. It is
the
that
city
thing.
is, wants
Finally!
to present a new housing area to those that have worked hard to rebuild the firmament.
New
これまで
residential district.
4.0 の時かな、ハウジングエリア
Finally,
追加した時と同
time to buy
じ
a
で
fucking Gothic
6.0がスタートしたタイミングで、冒険
Oh,
者
that
居
means I
住
need
区の
like
エリア
30
開放はし
mil
ます。
more gil. Fuck.
Time to buy a Gothic
just like
mansion
we
and
have
immediately
6.0,
redecorate it into a
at
Paisa house.
The release of 6.0, we will be opening
Wait,
the area
is your mansion
for players
going to be
go in and
haunted
look
though?
at.
ただほら、
Yes.
やることすごいたくさんあるので、
Good. That's
まあ
what you
どの
want.
土地にしようかなっていう見学をしてもらって、パッチ 6.1 のタイミングで購入できるようにというふうにしていきますので、ぜひですね、6.0空いてちょっとゲームプレイ落ち着いたらどうしようかなみたいなのを話し合ってもらえればと思います。
So at the launch of 6.0, players can go to the residential area and look around and see what might be a good place to get a plot of land, but the actual purchase of that won't be available until 6.1 because, again, there's a lot of stuff to do in 6.0 before having to worry about
So
getting that
you
plot
won't
of
be able
land.
to buy any of this stuff until
This is like the show building of the residential complex that they're making.
And currently the plan is to have the exact same number of wards as all of the other
Do you have to pay
housing,
real money for all this
residential
shit?
districts
No.
in Eorzea,
No.
as well as
You're
having
not
an
allowed
apartment
to
system.
trade real money
でまあ
for
も
it
ちろんね
either.
全体的にその継続してね土地不足であるというお声たく
Well,
さん頂戴
aside
してい
from
るの
that
でそちらの
buying
努力も合わせて
Like when
続
you
けてい
buy
こ
your
うと思
way
いま
to
す。
like 80
And
or
because we
something,
understand
aren't
this
they?
is very important for players and a lot of feedback has been given about this, we are continuing our efforts to make sure that there will be enough plots available.
まあ今回ね皆さんが復興していただいたのは想定
Why
外
would there not be
まあ
enough
全く
plots
それと同じ
available?
グラ
It's
フィ
a
ックかって言わ
fucking
れると
video
さあ
game
まあ
of
どうなりま
infinite
すかっていう
space.
感じではありますけど
Because 14th server code is
と
spaghetti.
思います。
Whether or
Oh,
not
okay.
it will be exactly like the firmament that you're currently rebuilding now, that's left to be said, but it'll give you a very good idea of what that residential area will look like.
はい。でちょっと駆け足ではあるんですけど今回 6.0 でね実装される、まあ、一部コンテンツのご紹介細かいところはまだまだあるんですけどまた今後ファンフェスでよりね詳しくお伝えできればと思ってます。
All right, so I think we've covered all the types of new content that we can talk about today, though we have lots more to reveal in future shows.
ちょっと大事なですねこの 6.0 からバトルシステムのメン
Will
テ
they
ナン
have a
スを
final
ちょっと
thing
ね
at the
リポー
end,
ト
or
があ
are
るの
they
で
just
お
done?
伝えしていきたいと思います。
But now we want to talk a little bit about
They
two
normally do
important
have a final
updates
thing
and adjustments that we'll be making to the
for
battle
stuff
system.
like that.
当然これまでの拡張パッケージ同様バトルシステムの細かい調整とかジョブアクションの調整それから各ねジョブに新しいジョブアクションの実装というのは普通にやります。これは普通にやります。
So, as with previous expansions, there will be a fair deal of fine-tuning when it comes to the battle system, as well as job actions and the addition of new actions.
でそれ以外に重要なお知らせが2つあるのでその2つをお伝えさせていただきます。
And so today, the two announcements that I want to make
Makes
are
sense when we're
completely
going to level
different.
90.
まず1つ目、バトル計算式で使っている数字のデノミネーションというのを行わせていただきます。
So the first big announcement today is that we will be performing a downscaling of the values, the numbers that we use in the calculations.
これはですね以前の、ライブストリームでもちょっとお伝えさせていただいてたんですが、まあ、このタイミングで、やることになるのでご承知くださいというふうにお話しさせていただいて
The
ました。
downscaling
So we have
values for
discussed
some
this.
reason.
I have discussed this.
Yeah, there's
in
been an issue
previous,
where content
producer
synced
letters,
back
and
becomes
today I
a
want to
ruffle
get into a
stomp.
little bit more detail.
じゃあ
Due
まあ
to,
どういうものなのか、なんでそれをやるのかっていうのをちょっとご説明させていただきます、
Like, just due
We
to
want to tell you a
the
little bit about
values
what
being
this
changed.
It's something that World of
and what it
Warcraft
means
ends up doing like
まあ
every
新生
2 or
オルゼアの
3
リリー
years
ス以降
because
レベルキャップ解放していく
basically the
たびに
numbers
各
keep
ジョブの
increasing
ベ
too
ースダ
fast
メー
for
ジっていうのが
humans to
ガンガンこう上
understand.
がってってますね。
And so since the release of
Okay.
A Realm Reborn,
So
every
basically,
increase
it's
to the job
mass
level cap,
deflation is what they're
sees
doing.
an increase to the base job
yeah.
damage.
まあ大きなダメージが出せるっていうのはまあ気持ちいいのは確かに気持ちいい爽快感はあるんですけどパッと見るともう数字が大きくて分かりにくいっていうのと扱う数字が僕ら大きくなるとすごいさまざまな問題っていうのが生まれてきてます。
So, and I understand that it feels great to dish out a lot of damage to enemies, but after a certain point, it becomes very difficult to easily discern the numbers on the screen, as well as the numbers get bigger, the potential for other problems increase on the back end.
まずこのデノミネーションさせていただく理由の
Yeah,
一
that's
つ目
true.
なんですけど、ま
If they have
Yeah, I
to
can
start
see a million
changing the
reasons
numbers,
why you'd have to
メン
do
テナン
it.
ス
You
調
know.
整はあるかも
Yeah.
しれないですけど基本変わら
It
ない
makes sense.
これは覚えておいてください。
Yeah.
So, here are our
Now, this
reasons
is just
for
like
this
good
downscaling.
housekeeping,
First thing I
you know,
want to
housekeeping.
assure everyone is
You
that
can't just keep adding digits forever;
these-
it'll start
we're
looking
not changing
stupid.
the formulas, we're changing the numbers.
Unless
that go
you're
into
playing
the formulas.
Disgaea.
That is what we're just downscaling.
Yes,
まあ
unless
ちょ
you're
っとこれ
playing
プログラム的
Disgaea
なお話になっ
or
ちゃうんですけど扱っているその計算式に入ってくる
Crosscode.
数字の桁が大き
You
く
can
な
add
る
many zeros in
プログラム上
crosscode.
オーバーフ
Well,
ロ
in
ー
Final
って言って
Fantasy
数字
VII,
が
if
一
you
周
get
しちゃ
your
うみたいな
damage
現
too
象っていう
high,
のが
you
起
break
こ
the
りま
whole
すこれ
game and kill everything in
So
one
this
hit.
is
Same thing happens in
programming issue.
5,
What
but
happens
you
a lot
have
of
to
times
like
is when
really
numbers
work
get
for
too
it.
big, it can cause
Yeah, you have to
overflow
really work for it
and
in
revert
7 too.
things
You have to either
back
like
to
kill
different numbers,
shit
and that
ton
can
of
cause a
people
lot
with
of bugs.
Vincent, which no one
で
has
これ
time to
なんとか
do,
実は今
or
まで
get
出て
like
きたバグで
20
も
Knights
何
of the
件かこれ
Round
も該当
mastered
するものは
for
出てるんです
Barrett.
けどなんとか 5.x 期間中は無理やり
Well, not 20. It's
やっ
like
てき
8
ました
Knights of the Round
And
mastered for
we've had
Barrett,
these
and you can
problems in the
break it.
past in the 510X series, and we've been able to patch them in emergency patches, but it's been just barely.
でまあこれ以上数値大きくなるとやっぱパケットのサイズ皆さんとの通信のやり取りにするパケットのサイズを増やしたりとかそうなるとバグとか遅延っていうのが生まれちゃうので、数字を小さくさせてほしいっていうのがまず理由の一つ目になります。
But again, if data packets continue to increase in size because of these large numbers, it can stress communication loads to the server, and that will end up creating bugs and delays in the game, ruining the experience.
そしてですね、ヘイト計算式というのがもう限界に来ていてですね、扱う数字が大きすぎて、今
I'm
タンクの
surprised they
ヘ
got
イト
big enough
って
that
内
they
部
were
的には
causing
もうキャップにずっ
overflow.
と張り付いてる状
I
態
mean,
で
it's a
無理やりこう引き下げたり上げたりっていうのをやってたりする
Like
ので、
14,
それと数字ゼロになっちゃったりするので
14 over. 14 like auto saves a lot more than most MMOs, which means there's a lot more data going forward and back than there really needs to be. On the plus side, it means less rolls back if something crashes. But yeah, on the other hand, it means that even I mean that it means that you can't send as much at a time.
The next problem is that we have
and
the
like
size of the
I
flying
guess
text numbers when you
I
deal
don't
damage
know
and the
what
number appears on
numbers
the screen. These numbers are so
they were
large that it
worrying
takes up a lot of
about
space on the
when
screen, as
this
well as
thing
it's
happens.
starting to affect the
At
graphics
the
rendering.
moment, a maxed out black mage can do about 100,000 damage in attack.
Now with
That
player
seems
damage
like a
being
lot,
so
but
high,
I have no
boss
idea.
HP has
It's
seen
quite a
an
big
absurd
amount.
increase, and this is causing problems as well.
I mean, this is also a, what, 7-year-old game, even with the Realm Reborn?
Yeah.
You know, you can see a lot of
So,
reasons why they have to
to
do it
prove our
at this
point, I'm
point.
going to show you the
This is
amount of
available for
HP that a
PlayStation
certain boss
5, right?
coming in
Well, yeah, it's
5.5
through
has.
4, I guess.
Yeah,
Is there a
Yeah,
PlayStation
you
5
can play
version
it through
yet?
PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
4
might-
億
I don't know if they're
4000
announcing one
万
now.
かな
400 and... Well, that's more than EA's, Matt.
まあこの4億4000
It's definitely more than what Year's Math has in 14 as well.
Well, I'm sure
Yes.
that the Warriors of Light will be able to.
That was only 5
And-
million in 12, and that took a while.
And Year's Math's fight in 14 has a gimmick where like you only manually deplete like 50% of its
So let's
health
talk a
bar.
little bit about that. We know the problems now. What are we actually going to do
Yeah,
to
it's
alleviate
not
them?
so much more
ま
fun to
ず
fight.
レベル51からレ
the what's it
ベル
called version,
80までの
the
数
Zodiac
値の差っ
version,
ていう
where
の
you
が
can actually kill
小
him
さくなります
in a time
So
that
the
doesn't
first
take
thing we're
2
planning on
hours.
doing is
4, if you're me.
truncating the character growth
Multiple
from level
sessions with that game to beat
to
him.
80.
例えばですけどレベルが1つ上がると
It's
適
like
当な数字で言い
there's
ますが
that fucking boss in
5%これまで上
15
昇してた
that takes
でその
2 hours
5%
to
の積み
beat.
重ねでどんどんプレイヤー
Except
数字
like,
低く
Turtle
you're
one?
doing the
けど
same thing
まあそれ
over and
を
over.
レベル
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
51から
Adamantoise.
80までの間をちょっと圧
Except
縮
you're
させ
doing
て
the
いた
same
だい
thing
て
over and
まあ
over.
極端な話を言うと 1% ずつしか強くなりませんみたいな
That would be
形の
much more
調整をさせ
annoying
てい
in
た
an
だきます
action game, I could say.
Okay, for example, again, the numbers that I'm going to be giving here are not the
There
exact
was
numbers, but this is just
what,
for
I
an
think
example.
13
For
had
example,
one like that as
you
well.
have the amount
that
of
takes
progress
a
that
few
you
hours to
make,
beat.
the amount of
No, there wasn't anything
that
that bad
your
in
attributes will go
13,
up
I
after
remember.
gaining one level. Let's
No,
say
I,
that it will
I
be
swear
plus
that
5%.
I swear it's like you know those
For
massive,
levels 50 to
massive
80,
walking
taking that from
things.
5%
The
after each
cursed
level
fallacy
to,
or whatever the hell
say,
they were.
1% up after each
Yeah,
level.
something like
まあ
that.
特
I
にヒ
swear
ット
they
ポイン
could
ト
be
と
4.
か火力の
There
差っていうの
were
が
super
これま
boss
でに
versions
比
of
べる
them,
と
but I don't think any of them took hours to beat.
Oh,
And
okay.
so this will again
maybe in
like
affecting lightning returns or some shit.
As well as
yeah, I don't know anything about that. I only knew about the
ちょっと
massive
アクショ
walking
ン
thing.
一撃のダメージっていうのがこれまでに比べるとやっぱり数字がちょっと小さくなることになります。
Values used
And so
from
what this
levels
will appear to
51
look
to
like is that
80.
when you deal
Okay.
damage,
There was
it will look
also a
like
giant
your
turtle in
damage
Final
has
Fantasy
gone down.
XIII, which had
でその
16 million.
レベル81から
Yeah, but
今回ね、
13 has no
6.0 で
concept
レ
of
ベ
a
ル90ま
damage
でキャップ
limit.
が上がるので、
So
No, in that
レベル
one the damage goes
81
much
から
much faster, so that
90ま
won't
でっ
be
て
a
いうのは
problem.
これまでの
As
と
it
同
was.
じ体感の成長度合いじゃないとつまんなくなっちゃうので、 特に
There's
先
a
端でいう
damage
皆さん
limit in 7
ここ
remake,
の
but you
割合
can only
成
hit
長
with
を
like
感じてい
2
ける割合っ
abilities.
ていうのは、
Well,
今
what
ま
is
で
it?
と同じ
6
感覚
digits
に
is
なる
the
ようにする
damage
の
limit?
で、
No, it's still
改めてレベル
9999.
51から80までをギュッと圧
Yeah,
縮
you
し
can
て
only hit it with
81
clouds,
から90まで
infinity's
の成
edge,
長を感じていく部分って
Infinity's end,
いうと
sorry,
ころは、
or with
今ま
any
で
of
と同じ
Tifa's
ような
limit
ね、
breaks. If
成
you
長
like
ギア取り替えた
get
ら
an enemy
強くなったっていうのが
up to
ちゃんと
like
手応えとし
enough
て出るような形にしていこうと思ってます。
That
Well, I
said,
mean,
again,
I
if we
think you
don't
could
preserve
probably
the
do it with
sense of
cloud
growth that
or
one might
bats as well.
expect
I haven't
from
tried
the
it
new
though.
expansion, from that raising of the
Oh,
level
they
cap,
added a
that can
mega
also be
weapon to Final
problematic.
Fantasy
And,
15 at some point.
So what we want to do is we
So
want to
15, you mean
maintain
14?
that
No,
sense
15.
of progression between
Oh
the
shit!
levels
Yeah, I
81
remember now.
to 90.
Yeah, they added
So
that.
while
That
we'll
was
be
decent.
truncating that progress from
Only
levels
for the
50
Royal
to 80,
Edition.
and
Yep.
compressing that down from
Or
level
if you
81
buy
to
the
90,
upgrade for it.
we will leave it in a position where it
Which
will
I'm
feel
not doing,
the same
so.
as it
Yeah.
does for every expansion for those final 10 levels, those new 10 levels.
同時にですね、やっぱり経験
The
値
last
の
thing I
値も
got
今
for
ものす
15
ご
was
い
the Arden
数字を
character
扱
was
ってる
actually
の
pretty
で、
good.
経験値の、ネクストまでの経験値とか、そういった経験値も全体的にギュッて圧縮します。
Experience point values are
So they're
also
basically
becoming
reducing all
too
numbers
large,
for this.
and so we'll be lowering
Yes,
them as
that's
well.
what they said, yeah.
And at the same time, we'll be reducing the amount of
So anything before
EXP needed
50
to level up.
is like
なので次の
It's the same
レベルまでに
as before,
必要な
it's
経
just
験値も
after
ギュッて減りますけど、敵からもらえる経験値も減るんで、相対的に感覚は変わらないです。
So again, relatively, it'll be the same. It'll be, however, you'll be getting less experience from defeating an
Relatively
enemy,
the same
but it will
power
take
level,
less
okay.
experience to level up.
まあもちろんね、拡張新しく出てキャップ上がるんで、その分のなんだろうレベルアップしやすさみたいなのはまた調整していきますけど。
And again, we do, as we are releasing this new expansion, we are, going to make it easier to level up. So that is.
I wonder how long it must take them to
で
like
まあ当
figure
然
out
プレイヤー
what
サ
the
イド
new
の
numbers
攻
should
撃
be
力
without
ダ
changing the
メージとかね、
balancing
ヒッ
too
トポイン
much.
ト下がる
This is
だから
probably a
モンスターの
long
ヒットポイント
process,
や
a
ダ
lot
メ
of
ージっていう
math.
のも当然それに応じて
Yeah, and
小
there's
さくな
probably
ります
some like algorithm they
And
have
again,
to
this
make
is not
for it or
only
some shit.
for
This
the
is
players.
probably the
Because
shittiest
player,
programming in the
HP and
entire
attack,
thing. Like,
numbers
this is
will be
the
going
job you
down.
don't want, is
We'll be doing
rewriting
the
all
same
this
thing
shit.
for monsters as well,
Right.
and so relatively everything will remain the same.
They must have brought on like
で
a
まあ
data
結局
scientist
どうなる
just
か
to
って
do that.
いうと、
They
まあ
probably
プレイヤ
would
ー
have
が
been
弱く
working
なる
on
わ
this
け
for
ではない
quite
で
a
すよと
while.
扱う
Yeah,
数
this
字
seems
は
like a
小さくなりますけ
years
ど
long project.
体感の感覚やり取りしてる
It's
ものには
just
関して
spreadsheets
は
upon
変わりません
spreadsheets upon
So
spreadsheets
what
that
we
you're
want
messing
everyone to
around with.
remember is that this is the character not getting weaker. The numbers are going down, but relatively everything is staying the same.
ただ一つだけ制
Taken a
限
lot of
解
time
除
to
という
explain
遊
this
びが
part,
ございまして
which shows
例
how
え
much
ば
Kind of
80の状態
considering
で
MMO
過去の
players.
施設へ
Right.
Yeah, people will be freaking out
みたいなやつ
if
に
it's
関
not
しては
explained
今
well
よ
to
り
them.
もクリアが難しくなってしまうと思います。
I
You're
spent
taking
so
away
long
my
on
EXP.
leveling
That
this
will
note.
be slightly
Yeah, I
affected
spent so long leveling this
by
thing up,
this
and now you've
change.
made
That
me weaker
is,
than everyone else. How
My
dare you.
attacks do
undersized
so much
parties.
less
For
than they did
example,
yesterday.
As level 80, going back and playing some of the old content is an undersized party, this may become more difficult.
ここはなんとかそのね遊びとしてその確立している部分もあるからなんとかしたいとは思ってるんですけど今のとこ
So
ろ
is
こ
there anything
こ
else
れで
they're
なんとか
showing
なる
us?
だろう
Well,
みたいなの
I
がちょ
assume
っ
they're
とま
going
だ
to
見つかって
finish in
ない
5
ので
minutes, right?
まあなんとかできる方法があればとは思うんで
Yeah,
すけど
something like
They
ちょっと
did
そ
say
の
there was one more
部
thing
分に関
after,
してちょっと
at least
今
one
のとこ
more
ろ
thing after this.
プレイヤーがねどう
You
しても
gotta end
な
on
って
some
しま
kind
う
of
部
bang,
分かなと
right?
思います。ただ普通に制限解除とか
End.
関係なく遊んでる分に関しては数
One
字のや
when
り
the
取りが
angel
小さく
starts
なるだけ
playing.
で別にプレイヤーが
It turns out
けではありませんよっていうのを、
Sephiroth is a rifle.
ご理解い
No.
ただければと思います。
And that's the next
Regarding
raid.
I think they would have
Exercise
started
cards,
with
we
that,
understand this is,
honestly.
a
Yeah, I
large portion
agree.
of, what a lot
Like,
of players enjoy
that
doing.
ain't gonna
So,
happen.
we understand.
Yeah,
that
they're not
this
gonna
is
let a
still something
Smash
that we
Brothers
need to address.
character into this
As
game,
to how
okay?
we're going to address this, we're still in the process of finding that, and so that's something for the future. Otherwise, we want to again reiterate the fact that While the numbers here are going down, the player is not getting
look,
weaker.
these people turn Titan into an all-terrain vehicle. You do not want them to have access to Nintendo's wheelhouse of characters.
I kind of do now, though. I mean,
I think that's about it.
Will they turn Link into a Mack truck or something? You know? Princess Peach will be a combine harvester. Yoshi an inner city bus.
So, to give you an example, currently my own player, I'm a black mage at level 80 with item level 530. If I use Fire 4 with no crit and no direct hit, I deal about 50,000 points of damage.
Or is that not what he's telling us?
Yeah, Yoshida means black mage.
10,000.
Does that mean we could trust him, though?
I mean, he keeps on playing a class despite it being very dubious at times.
Of course, this will go up.
It's only dubious the second you have
but think
to
of
move.
it as about reduced about 80%, down to about a fifth of what it normally was.
Anyway, what it's saying is that at the current level cap, basically all the numbers have been reduced to 1/5.
10年ぐらい経つともう一回デノミネーションさせてくださいというタイミングが来てはしまうと思います。でも長く続けていくっていう意思の表れだと思って、ご理解いただけると大変助かります。
As we mentioned at the top of the announcement showcase, is that we expect Final Fantasy XIV to continue for many, many, many years in the future. And to ensure that we can do that, this is one of the things that we feel that we need to do. And that said, possibly another 10 years down the road, we might have to do this again. But again, this is basically, we're doing this to show you that we're committed to having the lifespan of Final Fantasy XIV keep going for many, many, many years.
はい。ではもう一つ、システムのお話をします。
All right, and then we have one more battle system update that we'd like to mention.
Removing belts, finally!
What? Nomura? Nomura in tears.
Nomura on life support.
Many of you remember.
What? You fools, what are you doing? You're going to make Kingdom Hearts 4 designs even more insane.
It was removed graphically, it remained.
Nomura walks on stage and punches him in the face.
But the time for belts.
God, that's Tetsuya Nomura's music.
グラフィックスに影響がないっていうのと、アクセサリーとして
No!
数値影響っていうのもまあ低いことから、とにかくこの帯防具
I'm honestly kind of impressed with Nomura that he managed to control himself in designing the Eden storyline. Yeah, Gaia only has like enormous lipstick and really ridiculous shoes. She doesn't also wear 10 belts.
So again, as you know, belts
The belt
have no bearing
era
on
is
players'
over.
outward appearances.
What are
Their
belts in
stat
this game?
values.
They are left side, their armor.
And they're not, because of that, they're not a very
Their
good
balance kind of weird relative to the rest of the
Yet they take
armor.
up the
Yeah.
same amount of
Basically
space
like-
as armory chest as other equipment.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
basically an
We've had
accessory in an arm
asked us to
slot.
just stop dropping them in alliance raids because we don't need them.
And it's
Okay,
kind of a pain in the
so-
ass to keep having to re-clear the first fight of
And
his
then
raid
a lot of
every
people
tier to get a
also
ton of
complain,
belts.
talking about the
So
rings,
you
but
don't hear me complain
指輪
about
も
them
すごい
getting rid of
検
it.
討したんですけど、
Sorry, what were you
Yeah,
saying?
I'm just really glad
No,
they
no,
got rid of belts.
グラフィックスの
Fuck
指輪をつける
No, I get it. It's just like, you know, in older Final Fantasy games, there would be like 5 different armor slots, and then eventually by 7, they're just like, why don't we just have one? Why do we need helms and legs and chests and whatever other shit?
You can put them on both hands, and you can actually graphically.
Oh,
see
I have
that
a
one
weird
goes on both
JRPG
hands.
theory.
We decided that we're going to,
Defense and
not
HP
do
are
this.
actually the same
で
stat.
結局どうなるかっていう説明をしていきます。
Do
So
we really
to
need both
explain
those
what's
things?
going to happen
Yes.
with this removal of belts.
まず 6.0 以降、
Yes, they are both the same stat.
帯防具は装備不可になりま
Yes,
す。
they are. They both
So
do
at
the same
the
thing of
beginning,
keep
at the
you
launch
not
of
dying.
6.0,
All it is,
Yeah,
it's like
but
having
defense
2 volume
only keeps you
そし
controllers.
て
not-
装備中のまま
Defense
6.0 を
only
迎えた
keeps
場合
you
に
from
は
not
自動的
dying
に外れ
against
て
physical
遺失物
attacks.
管理
It
人
does
と
just
NPC
shit
が
against
預か
magic
ることに
attacks.
なります。
All right,
So,
if
what
M
happens to
defense
any
and
belts that are
defense are
equipped,
different stats in your
at
game,
the
then
time
all
of
3
that
of them
switch
are
over
the
to
same stat
6.0?
then.
these will automatically be unequipped and moved to a Calamity Salvager.
It is like having two different volume knobs for the same show.
Because like gravity works solely based on your max HP, right? Where other attacks you can reduce them. So you could have low HP while high defense, which means
there is no need
that
to rush
gravity attacks do jack shit to you, and other attacks do jack shit to you.
6.0.
Very few JRPGs actually take advantage of that mechanic.
That is true.
Only Final Fantasy really has something
materia,
like
if you
that.
want to remove
Yeah,
materia from it, you should do
theoretically,
that before 6.0.
They have different purposes. But yeah, I agree with you. They don't often like take advantage of that.
In FF14, the distinction is very important because tanks have much higher
So
physical
belts
defense
will
than
no
all the other
longer drop
classes.
from any
You could just give them tons and tons of
Removed from
HP.
Allegan Tonestone, it
Well, they already have
exchanges.
tons and tons
Well,
of
but the
HP.
point is like magic needs to the way raids work means that magic needs to
じゃあ
affect
その
everyone
星防
roughly
具の
equally.
35枠
Right.
どうすんだよと。
Okay, so now that we know that the
Oh, so we
belts are
get
being
more item
eliminated,
slots out of this.
what
That's good.
happens to those
Yeah,
35 slots that
え
belts took?
15枠を
So this is basically just a quality of
そ
life
しても
improvement.
う15枠をリングの方に回してそれぞ
Were
れを
belts a
15枠ずつ
thing
に
from the
拡張します
previous version
The
of
plan
Final
is
Fantasy
currently to take
XIV?
Yeah.
15 of those 35 empty slots.
Did anyone even
and
play the
allocate them
original
to
Final
main
Fantasy
arms,
XIV?
main weapons.
No.
well,
Another
that's no.
15 will be allocated to rings.
I can't even find like
Yeah.
video of it.
おいおい
It's like
5
it
枠
is so
残ってんじゃね
lost
え
to
かよってい
history
う
at
と
this
ころは
point.
すいま
Nobody
せんこれ
cares
から
to
もなん
have
とか
archived
枠を
anything.
拡張していく努力の
It
ために
wasn't
も
a
ですね
game
5
that
枠
very
ちょっ
many
と一
people
回
cared
リザーブ
about.
として僕らに預
No.
けてくださ
I
い
mean, the problem
And
was
so
I
then
was
one
looking
could
for a
think, well, wait a
video.
minute,
I
15
remember
plus
when the
30,
game
that's 30. What
first
about the
launched. There was a
other
video going
5
around of
slots?
somebody
What's gonna happen to
running
those?
around the overworld and
We're going to
finding
take
the
those
same
and we're
two
going to save
hills
them for a rainy
like
day
55
in case something
times.
happens. So we're
It
going
was
to keep
just that
those on
much
reserve
copy and
for now.
paste, and I wanted to show that to
Sorry,
somebody.
sorry,
Because
sorry.
this is how much the game sucks, and I
まあ
can't find that video
近づい
anymore.
てきたらねまた詳しくトピックス
That
でお
sounds
知ら
like
せしてい
exactly
こう
the
と思い
kind
ま
of
すの
thing
で
that would have
ぜひ
happened
チェックしておくようにして
with
く
that
だ
game.
さい
We will have a more detailed explanation of
state
the
it was
removal of
released
belts in an upcoming topics.
ではですねそろそろ
I think in 1.0 the belts were actually rendered individually from the armor. So
新しいシステムを最後に
like
お伝
from
えして終わっていこうかなと思い
in
ま
the
す
current game, like basically the belt the belt that went with a set would basically be rendered as part of the pants. So whatever ever belt you wore wouldn't.
データセンタートラベルという
Data
仕組みを
center travel.
現在開発中でござい
Oh
ます
god, have they
So-
managed to make world visits even bigger?
Center travel.
So if you have the best belt ever in the game right now,
You can't see it.
do you at least get like store credit for your old belt that kicks so much
all
ass?
of you know about the current system that we have that allows players to move around between worlds called the World Travel System.
それをですね
What if
まあ
my character is
ちょっと
only
それと同じ
OP because it has
機能
a
っていうのは
really
ちょっ
great
と
belt?
サーバーの作り的に不
That
可能
won't
なの
happen.
で
Belts are like
えーと
one of the
一旦
lowest priority
ログア
gear
ウトは必要なん
pieces.
ですけど
Yeah,
キャラク
be-
ター
be-
選択
belts
画面
belts
か
are
ら
like really
他のデー
trashy.
タセンターへ遊びに行くって
Yeah, you're
いう
telling me. I
新
mean,
しい仕組み
this
を
thing's
今
got
回
a giant
開
belt
発中で
buckle
す
on it. It's a great belt.
So while this won't work exactly the same way as the World Visit System, we hoped that
Snake
it could
skin?
be similar. Although it will require, again, changing the system outside of the game and then logging back in.
その代わり他のデータセンターへ遊びに行った場合にフリーカンパニーとかリンクシェア
So
のチ
that
ャッ
was
トが
the
できない
last
という
thing
ちょっと
was that we could move
ワールド
data
カンテレ
centers.
ポよりは制限が強いんですけど
So
友達に会いに行っ
that's
てパ
a
ーティーを組んでコンテンツ
purely
行くみたいなことっていうのは
behind
できる
the
の
like
で
under the
ま
hood
た
kind
改
of
め
change.
て
That
詳
doesn't
細に
mean
できる
anything
こ
to
とでき
me
ない
if
こ
I'm
とっていう
playing.
のの一覧がまとまって皆さんにお伝えしていこうと思います。
basically,
何はともあれデータセンターを超えて友達のところへ
it's sort of
遊
an
びに行くシステムだ
extension
と
to
思ってください。
World Visit, which, like,
And so,
if you're on a server,
there
you
will be a lot
can
of restrictions with this.
you can go
possibly even
to
more than
every
there are
server
currently with,
on that one
the
data
World
center,
Visit
and
system. However,
this appears to be
this will allow
expanding the
players
system
to move
to
freely to other data centers
every
temporarily
server
and
on the
party up
whole
with their friends,
on the
take
whole thing.
screenshots, have a lot of fun.
Okay, whatever.
まあ結構ね経済どうなるのって方いらっしゃいますけどワールドカンテレポの時も皆さんそう言ってたんですけど実害ほぼないのでちゃんとシミュレーションをしますご安心くださいぜひね
So there are some people that might be worried about what effect this might have on data center and world economies. There was
today's
worry,
Mewtwo's
birthday. Right before
tomorrow it is. It depends where you are in the world.
But it turns out that the
Mewtwo.
the effect was negligible.
On Pokemon.
Of course, we're going to be doing some simulations to make sure that that's the case here. But we
Diary, February 6th, Mew gave birth.
さて、まあ大体これですね。ようやく終わりが見えたかな。
All right, so I think that is pretty much all that we have today. Pretty much.
ちょっと待って。
Hold on.
That's everything.
なんか知ってる人の声する。
I think I've heard that voice.
Here we are. One more thing.
もう一つ何かですね。皆さんにお知らせしてないことがあるんじゃないの？
One winged
You're getting something important to tell us?
A guy wearing a tie. Who's this?
This
Something
is
really
the
important.
president, right?
社長。
Is it?
It's the
I
CEO.
think so.
あれ
I might be
を表示して。
Show it on the
よろしく
screen.
お願いします。
They're probably just happy he's not cosplaying this time.
ああ、また。
Yeah.
Okay.
There we are for PlayStation 5.
版の
I thought that would
Open
happen.
beta.
Alright, makes a lot of sense.
オープンベー
The
タ。
only problem is nobody can get a PlayStation 5, so...
I managed to
The
get
Final
one
Fantasy
yesterday.
14
I don't know
PlayStation
how.
5 version open beta will begin on
screw you
Tuesday,
then.
April 13th.
いや、ねえじゃないですよ。
Yeah.
I got one.
What's going on?
Oh, fucking Homestuck Day.
いよいよ PS5 版の PS5 版のオープンベータ
The PlayStation 5 version open beta will begin.
I don't get the
こっ
reference
ち
at
の
all,
パッ
but
チと同じ日なん
Homestuck.
でしょ
And
Whatever.
this is the
Basically,
same day
they're
as the
gonna
next patch, right?
start the beta for Final Fantasy
No, you
14
can't say
on
that.
PS5 around the time when
言ってないですよ。
PS5 is actually a thing people can get.
No, you're being way
We
optimistic.
haven't mentioned the release
I
date
am
for
being way
5.5 yet.
optimistic,
That
that's
was
true.
ああ、そう。まあだけど、まあいいよね。
Well, it's okay, right?
同じ日です。
So it's
It
all on
makes
the same
sense that
day.
that's the announcement.
Oh, there's also going to be a 5.5 expansion between this and the other thing.
It's not an expansion, it's a patch, but yeah.
PS5 版ね。
I mean,
Well,
we've
isn't
been
there new
working on
content
it, yes,
in this
but-
patch?
それと、
Yeah, the
もう
patch
一
will have
つ
new
ね。
content.
大事なせっかくだから
The patch
Yeah.
is normally just to like get
PS5
you
版
up
の
to
動画を
speed
持ってきた
before
の
the
で、
expansion.
ぜひ皆さんに見てもらいましょうよ。
I actually
Well,
bought
no,
some
this
footage
is
from the PlayStation 5 version.
5.5, so
はい、
it's
じゃあ流してくだ
the
さい。お願いします。
so
I remember
it's
the
it's the fifth major patch.
Yeah, there
Right,
was
I
big
remember the
stuff
one-
in the last patch.
I remember the one before 2.0, or the one
Oh,
before
trailer,
3.0, sorry.
Okay.
Was like Empire
Is that
Strikes Back.
This is a PlayStation 5 trailer, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is stuff I've seen from older trailers.
Ooh.
Kitty!
Well, when I play it on PS5, maybe I'll do it.
Just rub it in, man. Rub it in.
Wow. Oh yeah, the way to get it is basically you need to like get a browser extension that tells you as soon as it goes in stock. That's how I got it.
I was waiting on Walmart for an hour as they reloaded every 10 minutes and I didn't get fucking shit.
Yeah, stupid.
Anyway,
man.
we-
Oh, the other way for Walmart is to get it through the app because the website sucks.
しかもパワポ用意されて
I'm not fucking downloading the Walmart app. I don't care what console it is.
I heard it's quite amazing.
いやいやいやいや。
Fair enough.
It's bad enough I have a Walmart password. I hate it. I hate that store.
Right.
They suck.
Yeah, I don't shop at Walmart.
Okay, since we have
All my
enough
homies hate
conversations,
Walmart.
Let's go and talk
It's
about
all
it.
about HEB,
まず
but
です
then
ね、
again,
今
that's a
回
Tetris thing.
PS5 版 4K ネイティブ対応させていただいております。
So first off, the PlayStation 5 version will
man,
be
my arm
featuring
hurts.
full
Oh.
4K resolution support.
そしてね、今、
Oh,
動
is that from
画
the
の方
shop?
でもご覧いただきました
Yeah,
が、
I
あれ
got
は
the vaccine
PS5
earlier
版
today.
そのものからキャプチャーしている映像になりますが、
I had
超
a
高速
bloody
ロード
blood test
PS5 にですね
today,、
さっき
I
のあれ
shouldn't
実
be
測タイム
like
なの
moving
で、
my arm too
あ
much,
の
but
スピードでエリアチェンジできるようになります。
So the video that you just saw, that was
Man,
at,
I gotta make bread
PlayStation
tomorrow. It's gonna
5
be
footage.
painful to
And
need
so
that.
you saw there
Just
the,
burn
the
your
teleport
bread.
and the quick loading time on the teleport.
You gotta need it. You gotta have the gluten networks, dude.
Selling points. That is the actual speed at which players will be able to teleport.
Just burn the bread later. It will take probably as long as a PlayStation. I mean, as the Persona 3 final boss for
it is an extremely powerful system.
How long is Avatar? I say when it took me like 40 minutes.
PlayStation 5 version.
I mean, it might be done in about an hour and 90 minutes. So. I don't know how long.
I enjoyed Persona 5 base game. Royal's probably really
currently
fun.
We're planning to have
Royal is better in almost every aspect except for being like very
4K
easy.
version where those players want to play
Royal was
Persona 5 was easy.
I mean, P5 was easy compared to 3. But like, Royal is even easier.
And then a second mode that we have planned is our full HD 2K mode that focuses more on frame rate. And
can you please stop doing that?
And players will be able to go into config and change that in real time in the PlayStation 5 version.
PS4 版発売された時も覚えてらっしゃる方いらっしゃると思うんですが、パッチを当てるためにですね PS5 バージョンに PS5 ならではの特性を入れたアップデートっていうのも行っていく予定です。
What the hell is Persona 5 Strikers, by the way? So I get like ads for it. I have no idea what it's about.
Improvements to the PlayStation 5 version over a series
It's Dynasty Warriors by Persona.
はい、まあ、
I
So, yeah,
I think it might actually work. I might actually want to play that.
And what's the price going to be?
I'm surprised they haven't made a Final Fantasy version of Dynasty Warriors at this point.
I'm surprised too, actually. They've done everything else.
Right? Maybe they're saving
I think it's
for like
just...
Okay,
the anniversary.
I have something to
I think it's
ask.
just that they don't like to give
you're
Final
here today.
Fantasy to other developers. Like, it just never seems to happen. Except for Dissidia
Well, I
NT.
mean, when
and
it
that was...
does,
Okay,
they
so this is
cancel it
what
like immediately.
I want to do, and I want you to take a look at this and see if it's
That
okay.
Ivalice
Well, yeah,
game?
Fortress.
Like Fortress or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
Final
whenever they do it, they give them to another developer for like 2 seconds, and they say, "No, we don't like what you're doing. We're gonna scrap it."
I mean, to be fair, Grin was already well on their way out by that point, so...
Well, it also happened with the 7 remake. They just pulled it
Yeah,
from
that
the
happened
other-
too.
They pulled it from the other external developer.
Well,
and apparently,
well, the
like,
thing with
what
that
I
one
did
was
is that
that was Tri-Ace, right? They gave it to.
Registered
Somewhat like
license
that,
for
yeah.
the PlayStation 4 version, but I want them
They
to
just weren't happy
play
with
the
the
beta
work they were
version, and
making.
once the beta
And then
version
also,
ends,
That
they were
get
gonna
our
give
studio had
service,
never made a game
as long
of
as you're
that
paying
scale
monthly
before.
fee,
It didn't make
be
any
able
sense that
to
they were giving it.
upgrade
Yeah, it didn't
immediately
make a lot of sense.
to the PlayStation
No, wait,
5
Tri-Ace
version.
did 13 too, sorry. Who the hell did 7?
It was the people that made that Jeep like smartphone game.
簡単に言うとまあそういう風にしたいんですけど
Yeah, that
そうですね
was
And I want players to be able
originally
to, those playing the PS4 version, to be able to basically, you know,
Credit the
move over to that
development's
PlayStation 5 version
history
without having
here.
to do anything.
ああ、それはだけどいい
But
アイデアだ
also,
ね。
they were gonna
Yeah,
give
sounds
a
like a
Final
good idea.
Fantasy game to
皆さんはダメですから
IDOS, I think
ぜ
it
ひ
was.
これでいきましょう。
Like,
So it's
This-
for
the
Yeah, I
Western
remember.
story
I
is
remember
like
that
that.
story. I think Jason
Oh,
Schreier
yeah.
reported that, and yeah,
Yeah, I
it
think
ended
it was
badly.
good.
ね、これもぜ
Yeah,
ひ、
they just they
皆さんのた
scrapped
め
it
に
as soon as they heard the pitch for it. They were like,
PS5
"No, it
版、
sounds terrible."
試してプレイしてみ
Basically,
てください。
Square does
よろ
not
しくお願いし
trust
ます。
Final Fantasy with
Yes,
other
so we are
developers.
doing this for
Also,
players. Please
they were
look
gonna
forward to the
put
PlayStation 5
Cloud
version.
in, you know, the PlayStation version of
社長
Smash
持ち上げ
Bros,
る
right?
声がす
All
ごいです
Stars Battle Royale.
PlayStation, all yeah.
いや
Yeah, they were
こ
gonna
れ
put
とい
Cloud
う
in
わけで
that.
今
Right,
私
and then
決
they
済
basically
取れま
said
し
we
たん
do
で
not trust this developer
PS4
or
版
this
のお持ちの
developer
方
has
は
never
追
made
加
another
のも
game
う
in
費
their
用なく
life. You are
PS5 版
not
に
touching
もうアッ
Cloud
プグレー
with
ド
a
していた
stick.
だけるという
So
ふうに
they
確約取れ
only
ました
really
もうそれで
like
いこうと思います
So you
Nintendo's
heard
like
it
the
here.
only
We got
developer they've ever
permission
really
from the
trusted.
CEO himself. Those
Well, I
who
mean, to
have
be
the
fair,
PS4 version and
PlayStation
that
All
registered license
Stars,
will be
whatever
able
the
to
hell, that thing
upgrade
actually
to
sucked fucking
the
dick. So
PS5 version without any
Yeah,
that was a
sucks, man.
that was a
But the original-
terrible,
権利をお持ちの方は
terrible game.
PS5 版
But the
Cyber
original,
Connect
like,
2,
whatever.
I found,
買っていただかなくて大丈夫です
Cyber Connect
So
2
those
was
of
the
you
ones
with
that were
that
given it.
registered license and the
before.
Yeah, the ones
PS4
who gave it
version
to remake.
will
Yeah,
not
but like
need to purchase
PlayStation
the
All Stars, the
PlayStation 5
original
package.
idea for that
ですので
was
もう
really
なん
sweet.
とか
It was
本
gonna
体
be a
だけ手に入
competitive
れてください
platformer game,
You won't need to
like
buy
a
the
competitive
PlayStation
2D
5 package,
platformer.
but you'll still need
Right.
to try
And
to
then
buy
they
the
just said,
PlayStation
let's
5.
make it Smash Bros.
はい
It was so dumb.
Well, if it was Smash Brothers, it would have been better. I remember I played one battle of that with another person one time, and neither one of us could actually defeat the other person. We went on for 20 minutes. The fight would never end. Yeah, it just was a dumb idea. Anyway, CyberConnect 2. What made it weird is that they had never made a game anywhere near the scale of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Mostly they make Naruto games and dot hack.
A few words from our CEO before he leaves.
Right. So it's just like, why were they given this? They made Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot last year.
They were just told like, can you make stuff for us and we'll develop it with you, and then they just weren't happy with the stuff they made, so like, yeah, we're not going to make it with you anymore, bye.
Thank you very much.
You know, they're kind of a budget developer. I mean, they make anime games.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for them to have had 7 remakes, so I don't know what's happening there.
Should have given it to Platinum.
Of course. Platinum is a developer that Square would probably trust.
They are having a lot of issues themselves lately, which is strange.
But they've always kind of had issues. Like, I mean, for every really good game they've had 2 other like knockoff, like.
And quite a few games just outright canceled too.
Yep. Like the one they were gonna make for Microsoft, man.
That never looked good.
Oh, do you reckon? I didn't pay much attention because
oh no, what they showed just looked totally unfinished, and that never looked like a game that was come anywhere near finished.
Right, makes sense.
And as Yoshida himself mentioned, he will keep working on this title. He will keep leading this title, and the development team will keep working hard to make more progress
so
in
you
this
can, if you
game.
bought,
So please look forward to it.
Final Fantasy XIV on PS5, on PS4, automatic.
Yeah, it's cross-buy.
That's really cool.
Yosuke Matsuda,
So
our
for that,
president and
I
CEO
wonder
of
if they're
Square
doing
Enix.
that for 7 Remake as well, when they give that a PS5 version.
Hopefully they will. I mean, that would be.
It's always so funny to me that they say like they play 4-sided circle like in the like intermissions of these things.
Yeah, we weren't expecting to announce that today, but
which is
we
the
will be
funniest
releasing the PlayStation 5
named
version
track
very
on the
soon, so please
FF14
look forward
OST
to it.
of all time.
They just need to keep reminding Koji of his failure.
I really hope the 7 remake does not have an extra cost to go to PlayStation 5, because they had done that already with Control, and that's a pile of crap. By the way, if you had bought Control for PlayStation 5, it came out on PlayStation Plus the very same month it released, in February.
Wow, what the fuck?
Yeah, so people like pre-ordered it 6 months ago, knowing that this thing would happen, and they had to pay what they probably shouldn't have already. And yeah, and they could have just paid nothing and gotten it for more or less for free.
While we still have a lot of information to talk about, we're going to leave that for future events and the Fan Festival. So we have one more
I don't think they should. I don't think they should charge for it.
You really can't, because you have to get it all on the PlayStation 5, platform. That's where the game's gonna end,
Right.
And so our final announcement today is about the Final Fantasy Fan Festival 2001, our digital fan festival around the world, which will be held on May 15th and 16th this year.
So they're doing a fan festival, they're just doing it around the world, and they're doing it
all over the world.
And just like all of our live Final Fantasy Fan Festivals, we plan to have 2 days full of content, including live concerts.
So this is a Final Fantasy 15 fan festival?
全世界に配信もしますし、まあ可能であれば、ね、リアルで集まってもらえる方には来てもらうっていうのも考えたいですし、僕らもそこだけじゃなくて、ちょっとねゲームの中でもみたいな感じで丸2日間。
Which makes sense because I think the only country that will be fully vaccinated by then is like Israel.
And while we're planning to have this fan festival again online,
I mean, Joe Biden wants to have 100 million Americans vaccinated by about that time.
That's the floor. He's probably going to go way higher than that if you look at the current rate.
2 days filled with a Final Fantasy
What is the current rate?
packed with content.
The current rate is like 1.4 million a day, and they're already on 35 million people right now.
言いました。ですので、もうすべて音楽コンテンツも含めて今回はすべて無料で視聴していただけるようにします。
And so,
38 million doses of the. Oh, that's doses. I guess that's
per
person. Each person gets a dose in theory.
まあもちろんだから、まあプライマルズのライブとかあるのかな。まあそういった音楽ステージとかもストリーム無料でお届けしていこうと思ってます。
But it makes a lot of sense to set a low number like that, considering the person before him would say like, oh, we'll get like 2 million in
ただちょっと注意点、
20 minutes.
音楽にはいろんなゲストの方とかいらっしゃるので、アーカイブからは
So he's just doing the opposite
映
of
像
that,
が
where
ね
he's being
残
like
らないよう
overly
に
cautious
するかもしれない
instead
の
of
で、
saying
ぜひですね
stupid ass
リアルタイ
fucking
ムに視聴していただけると
expectations
大
that
変
no
助か
one's
りま
going to
す。
reach.
Just one thing though about the live performances, because it does involve people that are not affiliated with Square Enix.
I'm trying to
there
find
is a
how many
chance
people
that
have actually
after the
been
stream, while
vaccinated
the stream
in
is
the
free
US,
after
and
the
it's
stream, it might not be archived.
It is
so
somewhat
make sure
of a
you catch the
difficult
stream
thing to
in real
find.
time.
Oh, there's
コメントでですね、
what's it called?
太
I'll
っ腹すぎ
post
て
the
心
thing.
配なんだよなって。
They're worried that we're giving too much.
金払ってもいい
It's
ん
that
だ
thing.
ぞって書いてくだ
Like
さ
you
ってる
can
people
方
find
are
で、
it.
even saying that
It's
we're willing
on.
to pay.
そういった方はですね、
The percentage
ぜひ
is-
このファンフェス記念アイテムを購入していただけると助かります。
So those of you who are willing to pay, we have something for you to pay for if you like.
8.34% have
まあ、気
received
に入
one
ったら
dose
でいいですよ、もちろん。
This, of
Well,
course,
in
this
the
is not
US.
required. This is if you
in the
would like.
US. Like
Oh, you can mount a
今回前回
well.
ね、
Okay.
クラウドのフェンリルというバイクファンフェス記念と
You
し
did
て
what, sorry?
販売開始しましたが、
You
今
get the
回
Luna
は
Whale.
ウェールという
Luna
マウン
Whale.
ト
oh
で
yeah, I knew it, man.
発売開始させていただく予定です。
So as you remember with
Oh,
our last
yeah.
fan
Oh,
festival, we had Cloud's bike Fenrir. For this digital fan festival, we're planning to have this mount, the Lunar Whale.
まあ、天野先生のね、昔のデザインをちょっと再現しております。
Yeah.
We're actually used
Yeah,
Amano's
I think
original
it's quite
artwork
out.
as a base
Fuck.
for this design.
It's
こちらですね。
28 million
一躍
people
完
who
成
have
しているので
received
動
at
画を
least
お持ちし
one
ました。
dose.
Actually, this has already been
Alright.
completed, and so we have a video to show you. Take a look at it.
Okay. I can just tell you, it is impossible to find a vaccine in this state. I am very lucky to have gotten one at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a minute. that was-
Oh man,
Shit.
they have the actual song for it. Oh,
Oh, fuck.
Oh my
It's
god. 10 out of
gigantic.
10. 10 out of 10.
fuck! I'm gonna have to buy
I'm
this
not
one.
happy
aren't I?
I would pay for that.
Eight-person mount? What the fuck?
Fuck it.
It's gigantic. So everyone
No.
gets moored inside the whale and they ride together.
Looks like. Oh, so it can go anywhere.
Shark!
That city looks so cool, man.
はい、いかがだったでしょうか。ファイナルファンタジー14初のついに8人乗りマウントの登場でございます。
So as you
So
saw
that
in
was
the
the
video,
final-
this is Final
final
Fantasy
thing, I
XIV's
guess, right?
First ever 8-person
Yeah.
mount.
はい。でさらにですね、このファンフェス記念してもう一種アイテムがございます。
We also have one more type of item available. Actually, 3.
まあ今回ね、行月のフィナーレエンドウォーカーが月に絡んでいるということで、ファイナルファンタジー4のオマージュ
It's their Final Fantasy
いろいろ
4
期待
DS
できるかなと思うんです
versions.
が、その4からミニオンと
Ah,
して
yeah, it
エッ
looks
ジ、
exactly
ローザ、
like
リ
it.
ディアのミニオンがファンフェス記念
That
として発
that
売となり
radio
ま
looks
す。
so
Oh my
cute.
And as a
god.
big part of the Endwalker story focuses
That
on the moon,
radio
we
is
decided
cute
to
as
go the
hell.
route of Final
I don't think it's the
Fantasy IV,
exact
which also
same
took place,
models because they're
somewhat
more
on the
cheap
moon.
than they were in that
No,
game.
I think they're actually higher detailed than than the.
Oh, they definitely are.
フェスティバル、デジタルファンフェスティバルの開催5月15日から販売スタートの予定です。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Plan to have them available for purchase on the same day, that first day of the Final Fantasy Fan Festival on May 15th. Please look forward to them.
Holy shit, there were 5,000 COVID deaths yesterday.
In which country?
Regarding the Fan Festival, we
US.
have a little bit more information to give you, and we plan on doing that in the letter from the producer live that is coming up after.
That can't be right. That is so much higher than any other day that week. How is that possible?
これで今日お伝えできる内容は全て出し切りました。
And with that, we are way over our time limit, but I think we're finally finished with today's showcase.
いやー、腰だけだったね、ごめんね。
That was, yeah, it's okay.
いやー、皆さんも本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
それではですね、ハイデリンゾディアーク編のその衝撃のラスト、ぜひそれをですね、震えてお待ちいただけたらと思います。
With Endwalker, we're finally approaching the climax of the story of Hydaelyn and Zodiark, so please look forward to it.
Please look forward to it.
Please be excited.
Please clap.
I'm guessing it's just whatever that word is in Japan.
最後にちょっとね、これ補足ですが、天野先生、天野義孝先生
That is Amano Asa today.
Does
So
that
this
mean
is actually
Helio?
the last thing that we have.
No, it's. I think it's supposed to be a representation of Zodiac Hydaelyn.
まあどちらが善でもどちらが
I mean, representing Hydaelyn as Nymphelia is technically correct,
But
because
it's also very incorrect at the same time.
yeah.
Are you sure this is an anima?
Amano Sensei to ask him to create this for us.
They're one body
told him that we
connected
wanted
in the
something
middle.
That was whether you looked at it from the top or the bottom, it would be you could have a different sort of image that there is no.
Or
good,
it's
there is
like
no
cosmos
bad,
and
no
chaos
darkness, no light.
scissoring through the clouds.
And I think he did a really good job.
まあぜひですね、
Yeah, could also be that.
あります。ストーリークリアした時に見るとまた
Sorry for that
変わる
image.
のかなとも思いますんで、ぜひこれらも含めて全力でこれから、進めていこうと思いますので、どうぞ楽しみに。
I mean, you know, who wouldn't want to think about doing that between, you know, like a giant evil mutant thing and a clone of his mother.
Yeah, only gets weirder. Yeah.
改めまして、
Hey, you know what? It's Keith David. If Keith David wants to scissor me, I think I'll just have to say it.
ありがとうございました。
Right, to all of our warriors of light.
Well, that's as good a note as any for this to end on.
日本時間の3時から今度はプロデュースされたライブがございますので、
Blessed be Keith David, wherever you are.
But we're not done yet because in just a couple hours at 3 o'clock Japan Standard Time, we have
They
the letter
Live,
from
great
Producer
movie.
Live where we talk all about 5.5.
はい、ありがとうございました。
See you then.
Okay. Yeah, I'm bailing.
Good stream.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go sleep.
I'm definitely going to end this shortly before OBS tries to crash again.
Alrighty, lads.
So anyway, let's. Yeah, I guess I'll just end.
So, yeah,
I'm
there's-
trying to think.
There's
Is there
still
a
a
final
lot.
word I want to go out on? I think I already had it, so yeah. I'll miss you. Merry Christmas. Until 7.0, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.